Okay. What?
Are we live?
Yeah, we are now.
Okay.
Okay.
That was weird.
That was weird. Was I?
I
This is so bizarre. Okay, are we back? Okay.
Why did Phil say rut-row?
I don't know. Guys, what's going on? Okay, I guess we're back. Alex cameo?
I was not driving. No chaos and no chat.
This has been a wild ride. It's 1:36.
Play the intro.
All right, let's do it. Bye. Believe it or not, it's time for the stream. Grab some snacks and your coffee. Sometimes I game or I make art. What will it be? Believe it or not, we are live. Okay, are we back for good? Are we back for good now? Are we here? Alyssa, check the Discord real quick. What's going on? What's happening in the Discord? When I'm waiting for the stream to restart? I look so sad. I am so sad. Kids are getting rowdy. Chat gonna burn down. It's working now. Everything's good. I've had to restart so many things. At one point, I did press the start streaming button, and OBS was acting like it was working, and then it fucking wasn't. It's been weird. If I disappear, it's because OBS crashes, and then I reboot. I redo it. I reboot it, and I'll be back. Redeem intro in various languages is genius. Okay, wait, who said that? I'm gonna say hello to everybody again. Hi everyone, what's up? Happy Tuesday. How's your Tuesday going? I hope it's better than mine. I've actually had a really good day. It's just OBS decided to be a bitch. Gonna say again that I think we should have versions of this intro in Finnish and Dutch. I could try my best. Actually, Jack, it's really funny you say that. Whenever I was getting ready for stream today, I wanted to ask you guys, one of the things I thought to ask you guys is, since we have so many bilingual, multilingual people here, what do you think is the best way for an adult to learn a new language? Because every time I've tried, or even just to clean up my German or learn a new language, I always go to Duolingo just because it's free. At least it can be, and it's accessible, but I feel like that kind of learning doesn't work for actual like long-term speaking ability. And the only reason it does with German is because I already studied it previously, so it's more of like a I'm dusting off the cobwebs kind of thing. But yeah, it's funny. I did want to ask about that. Maybe I could do that and sing it in Finnish and Dutch poorly. The fact that Alex demanded the intro. This was in panic mode. I was in panic mode. I feel cheated. Wait, Dim, why do you... Shit, the bot's not on! Okay, hold on. Fuck, Dim, hold on. I got you. Oh my god, it's because I restarted the fucking computer. The bot's turning on. Dim, you know what I'm gonna do for you? Get a real card on this Tuesday. Get a book in German that you have read in English and know and like The Hobbit. Oh, that's a good idea. Alex, write that down. Write that down. Write that down. German Hobbit. Okay, this is for Dim. What's Dim's daily card? It's not very talkative. Okay. Ooh, Dim, your card is Temperance. Balance. All things balance. It's a very like happy card to me. Balance, peace, It can also be like modesty, but like in a way where it's like a self-centered kind of vibe. Temperance is great. I think you know your tarot though. That's not surprising. You know what I'm talking about. Put subs on movies and series. That's probably good for like the talking and comprehension portion of it. I would like to get into text because I feel like I can take my time with text and allow my brain to kind of like stew in it. You know what I mean? Because grammar's the worst. I actually feel like I'm pretty good with vocab because I'm good at memorizing. And I think I'm pretty good at understanding like linguistic roots and kind of how words relate to each other. Or like, oh, the word in this language reminds me of these other 4 words in these other languages, right? But as soon as you get to fucking grammar and like conjugation, it's like a caveman brain. It's bad. Caveman brain comes on. It's not a good time. So if anyone's got tips, I wouldn't mind rereading The Hobbit in German though. That'd be sick as hell. I would do it. It would be fun if viewers sing it in their own language. We could do like a collab. That would be a really fun thing to do as like a follower goal or like I don't know, like once we hit a certain amount of people here, just like a goal in general, right? We can have different people sing different phrases and I could like overlay them together and we could do like little collages. That'd be cute. I could edit that up. I hear from all sources that Duolingo is the worst possible option. Yeah, I mean, that's what I hear too, Jack. And just from, I might not know a lot about teaching language and teaching linguistics, but as an educator, it can only take you so far. It's good for like polishing off old vocabulary, right? So for German, it's okay, but it's not going to teach me to be a proficient speaker or writer by any means. I feel like I would go into Duolingo to like dust off the cobwebs and then I would go into like, okay, let's do German Hobbit. But even that might be like, would that be too much? Because like Tolkien already is like kind of dense in English, you know? Maybe not the Hobbit, but like, I don't know. Would it be stupid to jump into German Hobbit first thing? Would that be dumb? Okay, I felt like I said something dumb and I had called out that Stream Elements was talking. What? I wasn't paying attention? Wait, I don't know what we're talking about now. Listen to podcasts in areas that you're interested in. I did used to do that a while ago. I had like there's a podcast that posted daily German and it was like daily headlines. It'd be like 5 to 10 minutes long, but they would speak about this slowly and go over international headlines in German. So that way the little babies like me could try to understand. It was about at that cadence too. And I'd be like, oh, okay, I gotta get this. That's a good idea. Forgot about that. Please said that. You know what? The word popping up in my mind was humility today. Makes sense. Oh shit, that does kind of make sense, Dim. Phil finally got his card, the 8 of Wands, 7 of Cups for Disney. Get one of those grammar books where you could just open up and see how structures work. Oh, that's a good idea. I like doing that in English. I mean, obviously it's probably a bit more advanced, but to do that in German would... Oh, that's a good idea. Also, Dim, since you study language and you like really know your shit, I would also be completely open to like if you have titles or like links to anything that you use to learn this sort of stuff. I'm very, very interested. That goes for anyone too. Duolingo is AI trash, bad company. I know. I've honestly refused to use them since they went through that whole like we're firing everyone because we're going into AI now, and then they were dead to me. I've really gone back and forth from Duolingo since like 2017 when it was like before they were a meme. You know how there was that phase then afterwards, like around 2020, and like the little owl mascot became a meme. That was when I started kind of like weaning out of it again. And now I just don't want to use it. Apparently, if you have your library card, in the States at least, obviously I don't know how this works elsewhere, There's like a free version of like it's like a Rosetta Stone program, but it's called something else. It's some kind of other language learning thing. I was thinking about doing that because we just got our library cards a month ago. I'll get you some links for German. I so appreciate you. Thank you. I say make a Discord channel where people can send audio files of them singing the intro in their own language. Then you can edit it. I might do that. That would be a really fun community event for sure. We could make it like a intro collab could be the name of the event. Smooch, we'll probably do that one day. Yeah, the Duolingo AI trash thing. They weren't always AI trash. We're still bad when not AI. Yeah, because it's just not good for self-learning. It's not sustainable. Now they're like 100% AI, which makes them 1,000% terrible. I completely agree. When Smooch sends her version, you're going to get someone else to cross-check it for filthy things. I'm probably going to have to do that with everyone's. Just because I don't know what the fuck y'all will be saying. I'll have no idea. Glad I didn't miss the stream today for the 7-day streak. 7-stream streak. Thank you, Disney. I don't want to bring people into trouble like that. Oh, thanks, Smooch. I mean, more like it would be stupid of me. Because obviously a lot of you guys here, I trust to not do that. But I would not be doing my due diligence as a somewhat public figure if I did not check everything that came through, and then I edited it, and then I put it out there with my name on it. You know what I mean? That's just asking for trouble doing what I do, you know? Library cards get you crazy resources these days. Not having a library card is doing yourself a disservice. Yeah, I agree. It took us a while to get ours, unfortunately, but I'm glad we finally did. Using mine right now to access JSTOR for an article I'm writing. You get access to JSTOR? I haven't done that since college. That takes me back. My library also has frisbees for the frisbee golf setups around town. Carbon dioxide monitors, 3D printing, like come on. Yeah, we also our library in our downtown area, which isn't too far from our house. Like we have our local one is like 3 minutes away, which is great. But then if you want to go like into the city proper and go to the downtown area, there is like a whole maker space where they have like 3D printing, they have like sewing machines. I think they even have some tools. I don't think too much, but like still, come on. I think doing something like that is disrespectful not only to the streamer but also the whole community. I completely agree, Smooch. Like that's the point of community events. And if one person decides to be disrespectful and kind of ruins it for like future community events. I may make weird and offensive jokes, but I only do it with people I know that can handle it. But if I did an intro with offensive shit, hell no. Yeah. No, that's a good point. And Smooch, that's because you gotta, you understand like where a line is and where not to cross it. But not everyone does, unfortunately, which is like, you know, it is what it is. Yeah, that would definitely, yeah, cross the line of being disrespectful and more. Yep, you took the words out of my mouth. You right. And I know you wouldn't, Smooch. Like, I know you like to joke around and stuff, but I definitely trust you enough to not, like, I don't think you would be the one causing trouble. That's what I'll say. But obviously there are trolls out there on the internet that like do, or people that don't know where to cross the line. Yeah, I appreciate you was just teasing. Yeah, absolutely, Smooch. We know you wouldn't. You can take out musical instruments from my local library. That's so cool. I wish I had a video game section. Yours doesn't? I think ours does. I actually want to check if they do now. They definitely have movies, which I know has been a thing for decades. Because our library system, like across the county, they do like video game nights for kids, teenagers, and adults. They'll have separate like video game nights, and they'll host them at the library. So I'm assuming they would have to have consoles and games available then, right? Carbon dioxide protector. Wait, hold up. Okay, carbon dioxide detectors kind of come into vogue during COVID because it would show you how much fresh air you were letting into your space. A friend of mine got one and we watched the carbon dioxide number go up through the evening. It was unnerving. Really? Don't tell Alex that. Don't tell Alex that. He might become afraid. That is unnerving. Shit. So you're saying opening a window is a good thing? The ventilation in the house. My local library has a printer copier. JK, I don't know what it offers. That would involve leaving my house. I mean, I do get that. I think Alex and I are lucky enough that a lot of the services the library offers, I shouldn't even say services, like physical services, we don't really need. And as a fellow homebody and introvert, I like that. I like that we own our own 3D printer. But I am trying now to take advantage of Libby and Hoopla for electronic like ebook checkout stuff. I'm trying to do more. I'm trying to get into audiobooks. I'm just not an audiobook girl, but like, I don't know. I'll try it one day. And then obviously the language learning thing that's now available. I got to do some more digging into that. Disney. I don't know, it just icks me to think that people would take me for such a person. Oh no, Smooch, we wouldn't. I think it's more like the teasing you do. I think we're just teasing you back. I don't think anyone right now in this chat would do such a thing to the community. You know what I mean? Here they have PlayStation 4 and 5 games in the library. That's so cool. But Dims does it? I should go check again at some point. That's true. And Rick, you live in like a more rural, maybe not rural, isolated area. Or like the population in your town is small, right? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I got that wrong. I'm gonna die. Never, I know your heart. Since then, I make sure I open my windows more often. Oh, shit. I've been leaving the door open more often. But guys, we couldn't today because today it was so cold. We got our first freeze. And apparently it snowed in a lot of spots in North Carolina. In November. It didn't snow here. God damn it. I'm a little mad about it. But it snowed in other places. I'm so ready. I'm so ready. But it is cold enough now that we can't open the doors, and I'm a little sad about it. A little sad. Lots of digital services too. Ebooks. There's a library movie streaming service, JSTOR audiobooks. I didn't know about JSTOR. That's cool. That's sick as hell. I like to keep herbs in my luggage. One might say I'm a real-time traveler. Rick, you sound like a witch keeping herbs in your luggage. Did you know that? I mean, we're slowly dying every day. We are closer to death. This is awkward, but my middle name is Benjamin Buttons. Stop, Alex. Now, I live further up north. Wait, I live further up north by eclipses the population where Dim's at. Oh, okay, so you and Dim live population-wise in similar spots. Okay. I don't get this reference. Oh my god, I'm turning into Alyssa. I only have so much time in my day to see things, to do media. High carbon dioxide can impact your brain cognition, make you sleepy, etc. Your furnace takes fresh air from the outside, but open windows will accomplish a lot more in short order. Oh yeah, that makes sense. Let the outside air in. I feel like we also haven't had to worry about that too much. Because like we don't really have a furnace. We have like an HVAC heat situation. So I don't know. I have to learn about that. My little Florida brain doesn't know anything. Cool weather is so nice. Dude, I've been loving it. I've been loving it. It finally hit to like, it was like around 20 or 25 degrees this morning. That was so good. It was so good. Using carbon dioxide to fall asleep is a life hack. Stop. Don't. No. Your mileage may vary from library to library and what they offer, but it's still worth checking out to see. Oh yeah, and I know in the States at least, a lot of times it's like a county library, even though they're federally funded. But so the county will have its own system. And then even like within the state, you know, like let's say a book I want isn't in my county, but it's in the county like 2 hours over. They'll actually send the book over to you, or like, you know what I mean? They try to make it very open and accessible for people that I don't know. They all seem to share resources. If the United States has that set up, I'm sure the Canadians, the Europeans have a different and probably better system set up for it. It would not surprise me. Yeah, I think Rick City has 200K while mine is like, 80? Oh shit, damn, I didn't know that. For some reason, I picture Rick living more in an isolated city. But I've also seen pictures around where you've biked, and that doesn't make a ton of sense. So, 200K tracks. All right. Should I never thought of this? Sealing up my bedroom window and door. Not to stare into my soul. You're calling me out, Disney. I have to. No, I live further up north, but Olu. I never know if I'm saying that right. Olu is way bigger than where Dim lives. Also, I made a Tex-Mex white people taco style with taco spice. Nice. Potato, veggie, corn, ground beef casserole. It turned out great. Listen, people shit on white people tacos all the time. That's A-tier food. It's A-tier food. I'm not going to sit here and pretend it's real Mexican food. I know it's not. But it's good. It's good. It tastes good. I like it. I should make tacos soon. It's giving off Finnish redneck vibes. Rick seems to live like hella... No. I remember conversations with Rick where he would say, I live really far up north. And for some reason, maybe like it's Canadian rules in my little American brain, but I picture more of the people living further south than they do up north in Finland and really all of the Scandinavian countries. And then I remember Rick himself using the word isolated one day. And that just painted a picture in my brain of like, oh, okay, I understand where he lives. Because you all might not know this, but when you tell me things about your lives, it gives me a little puzzle piece into who you are. And I have these little ongoing jigsaw puzzles in my mind of who you are. And then sometimes you throw me a curveball and I'm like, oh shit, I didn't expect this to be part of their lives, but okay. So that's what I do, play it up. See, he's admitting it. I don't know if I should take that personally. White people tacos are good, says the white man. They are good. Also love butter chicken and California rolls, so they'll have to take butter chicken from my cold, dead hands. And I say that as someone who loves all kinds of Indian food. Okay? I love it. It's great. It's good. California rolls are also good too. My favorite kind of sushi, I also think, is like a bastardization of real sushi. And I've accepted that. It's not the California roll though. My favorite is I've seen it called salmon rolls. I've also seen it called a Philadelphia roll by some places. It seems like this name is not as homogenous. You know what I mean? It's not as uniform in different places, but it's the salmon roll with a little bit of cream cheese in it. That shit's my favorite. The salmon with the cream cheese. I think it's my favorite because I fucking love smoked salmon with cream cheese on a bagel. And I had that realization like a year or two ago. I was like, oh yeah, these flavors go well together. That's why we have them on bagels. But it on sushi is so fucking good, dude. So good. This is like Taco Bell tacos, right? No. White people taco. I mean, maybe. I would call Taco Bell tacos white people tacos, like way more than authentic. But I do think a white person taco is better than Taco Bell. It's like the grocery store flour tortilla, accurate, ground beef with packed taco spice, lettuce, tomato, cheese, sour cream, salsa. It can be other stuff too, though. The sour cream isn't essential for the white person taco, as well as the shredded Mexican cheese that you get pre-made in the bag. It's very important. I also add onion. I like the chopped onion because your girl loves onions. Sometimes you do salsa. I don't, but you can also do like guacamole or avocado. You could do queso. You could do beans. Alex adds beans to his. Smooch has never had Taco Bell. When you come to the States, you have to. It's just a staple. You have to try it. I love all Indian food if you put it in front of me, but when I'm ordering butter fucking chicken. I don't even care. Yes, Jack. I don't have a standard order, but I am always tempted by the butter chicken. Hold on, like a soft tortilla? Yes. Disney, I don't know if this is going to offend your Mexican heritage. I only eat tacos and soft tortillas. I actually cannot stand hard tortilla shells. I can't stand them. I cannot stand them. Yeah, some people might buy the shells. I don't know. I've only had it twice. It's all right. Yeah, I mean, like, it's not life-changing, but it's just part of the experience. I did have Taco Mundo, way too spicy. I've never had Taco Mundo. Crunchwrap Supreme is A tier. Indian food bends me over and slaps my ass lovingly. Thank you, Alex. Rye bread, cream cheese, and smoked salmon is peak living. It is, Rick. That's the best food ever. Ever. I don't get smoked salmon very often. That's a treat. But man, is that shit good. Look, I can understand the shell ones, but I ain't wasting my tortillas on that. On tacos? I use tortillas with everything. I love tortillas. I've never had a homemade tortilla, though. I do feel like I'm missing out by not having, like, proper tortillas. Whenever I have to order an Indian here, I have to put a note. I don't want finished spicy. Give me proper spicy. Make it flame. Tim, we have, there's this story where, like, Alex will probably tell it on his stream or something one day. It's like his dad going to this place in Texas. Was it in Texas, Alex? I just assumed it was for a work trip. He used to have to go to Dallas all the time because he worked at Texas Instruments. But he used to have to travel all around when he would work. And there's one place he went to, they did like 1 through 5 spicy. And he loves spicy food. Loves it. Like Alex. His dad, my father-in-law will eat like fucking ghost pepper cheese for fun, and he won't be fazed by it. He'll just be like, yeah, give me that. What is that? Carolina Reaper pepper? Like, yeah, sure. Light snack, chump change, whatever. So he'll just fucking go for it. And he went to this restaurant, and he was like, it's like 1 through 5 spicy. What do you want? So he orders his food, and he's like, see, Alec, Carolina Reaper cheese so good. Y'all are fucking crazy. So he orders, he's like, yeah, and I want the 5 spice level at 5. And they're like, have you been here before? He's like, no, but I can do it. And they go, no. And they go, we're giving you 2. And he didn't have a say in it. He was like, but I want 5. And they were like, no, you start here. This is where you go. And apparently you have to, like, at this one restaurant he went to, you have to know the people and they have to, like, know that you're able to do it. Yeah, you have to have a reputation to get level 5. That was it. So he wasn't there yet. He had to start. He had to start lower. Favorite sushi lately has been crispy rice with tuna and a slice of jalapeno. I do love tuna sushi. That is good too. I'm a salmon girl myself, but tuna sushi is good. I haven't tried sushi with crispy rice. I do tend to, I don't get too adventurous with sushi. Not out of like fear, but because I know what I like. And you, like, I don't know. A lot of times when you buy the medleys, they're so fucking big. And I'm just buying a single roll for myself. And I know what I like. So I'm like, oh, this is fine. Hi, Celine. Welcome in. I'm sorry, I'm catching up with chat. But welcome in. We're talking about sushi and white people tacos. But yeah, so I don't really try too many different types of sushi because I tend to mostly buy the one kind I like for myself. So I don't get too adventurous. And I find like the ones that have multiple types tend to be like so big and I can't eat them by myself. And then sushi goes bad. When I visit the States, I want to try Jollibees too. I've heard of Jollibees. Never been to one though. What is that exactly? What is that? I also see Tyson's here. Hi, Tyson. I'm sorry, I'm catching up with chat. I'll be there soon. Soft tortillas are the Mexican way, to be honest, compared to hard shells. That makes me happy because I can't stand hard shells. They make you angry. A lot of people do. I always feel like I'm the weirdo, the freak, if you will, by only eating soft tortillas and not hard shells. When are you coming to the States? I know, Smooch. When I have money? Fair answer. Fair. You say this, but what is another type of taco? I don't think as Mexicans like shells. I could be wrong, but they're more Tex-Mex than Mexican. I honestly didn't know that. Like I said, I normally feel like the weirdo, but that's probably among, other, like, your stereotypical Americans, where they always go for hard shells, and they're like, what do you mean you don't like hard shells? I'm like, okay. I boycotted hard shells for many years because of how they break in half. Yeah, you lose all the filling. Now that I'm an adult, I've developed motor skills. I'm much more okay with hard shells, but still default to soft. I mean, that's why I don't like them. I also I don't know, they're like an unruly chip, and they tend to like poke at your gums and shit. It's not a fun experience. I don't like it. Hold on, I'm missing stuff. How's it going? What is the game? First time watching stream? I'm actually okay, hold on. Sorry, I'm catching up. I can see chat. I'm just behind. I see Steve is here too. Hello? The words Lord of the Rings and brain rot shouldn't be in the same sentence. Oh, hold on. Let me catch up and I'll explain what's going on. I am just catching up with you all. I was going to play a game today. I've decided today's actually going to be an art day, because I started a bit of a Lord of the Rings art project today. Or not today, I guess it was last night, but I've been doing it all morning. And honestly, I haven't felt like, none of the games have called me that I plan on playing, and instead my brain keeps going to...
It's a bold strategy. Let's see if it pays off for him.
My brain keeps going to, I want to keep working on this thing. So we are going to have a chatty, chill art stream day where you're going to watch me. We're going to hang out, work on that together. I actually will show you guys, because I got this is going to be a present for Alex, and since he's here, he'll see it. Sorry. You're going to see a present of yours I'm making. Can we do the top-down cam? I'm going to do it on my iPad, so I have that all set up. But I'll show you guys the style I'm doing. So for my birthday, I got some birthday money from my in-laws and my parents. And I spent some of that money on that mug I showed you guys from Ren Fair yesterday. But also, do you guys know what lino cutting is? Or like block carving? You can do it on wood or on linoleum. And then you can make little prints with it with ink. So I got some testers. It's like a little kit on just how to get started. And I did a little test. So I made these. That was my first test. And then I tried it on a different kind of paper. I got that. So that looks pretty cool. So I have those stamps, right? Now I have stamps. I can make prints like that. So then... is that where you carve the plasticky sheets? Yeah, I can actually show you guys. I have them over there. I can show you kind of how it's done. We did those in art class. It's cool. It's so much fun. And it's a style that I really love, because I either love like hyper rendering of environments and characters, or I really love playing with shapes and what we would call like more notan art. If you know, you know. And I have this idea on making a Lord of the Rings Hobbit themed big print using that block carving style. So I'm going to do that. I can't stop thinking about Lord of the Rings. I'm going to do a big old Lord of the Rings print. And that's what we're going to do. So you're going to see me. I'm going to do the draw up on my iPad that then I would print out. I would transfer it to one of those stamps and I would carve it. And I might even do the carving on stream. I don't know how long this will take me to get to, and I still have to order the actual carving. But yeah, that is the plan. That is the plan. Do you not have Mexican restaurants where y'all live? And if they do they not make tortillas there? Oh, I guess that's true. No, we do have Mexican restaurants. I honestly just haven't been to them very often. So no, I have probably had homemade tortillas there. Alex got the 5 out of 6 spice level at our local Indian restaurant. I think I can go full send. You should. And baby, to me, Tabasco is too much. I'm the same, Rick. I can't do any hot sauce. I honestly can't handle any hot sauce whatsoever. We had that in high school art class. It's so much fun. It's very therapeutic, man. It's my absolute favorite. Let me just briefly try to catch up with chat. Echo, believe it or not, you bring up conveyor belt sushi. We actually have a new conveyor belt sushi place opening not too far from our house. I plan on trying it. Maybe not right when it opens, but pretty soon after if it gets good reviews. Speaking of sushi, I linked a game on Discord. It's like Tiny Glade Cozy. You make tiny sushi restaurants for frogs. That does sound cute. But yeah, so Steve, that should explain why Lord of the Rings and brain rot is in the same sentence. I can't stop thinking about it. I'm reading all the books. We're having Hobbit's Giving. Yeah. Hobbit's Giving's happening soon. If you don't know, !Hobbit. Hey, Celine, thank you so much for the follow. Yeah, I'm obsessed. It's taking over my life. It's dangerous. Jollibee is a Filipino fast food place. Oh, hot dog, spaghetti, and dope fried chicken. Okay, I vaguely remember that. Thank you. I see. I'm a professional artist. I was hoping to make some aesthetic for your channel as an artist. Celine, I am actually also a professional artist. I make all of my own assets. I appreciate the offer, but I'm good. Thank you. That's some bold self-promo, my dude. Yeah. We don't really allow self-promo here, but I'm also a professional artist. I do all my own stuff, so thank you, though. Warning sent. That's cool. Yeah, no problem. I get it. I know it's hard out there. I have all that set up, famous last words. I know. I think we're at a pretty good point where we could... Because here's the thing. Y'all know. It's been a while since I've done an art stream. It's been a long time since I've done an art stream. But we're going to keep yapping. Let's be real. Art stream is basically extended yapping hours. And I got this thing. I can put my iPad on now. I think the last time I did an art stream was when we did the anniversary stream. And I brought out like the old school anatomy stuff that I used to do on stream. For old time's sake. Does it work? Don't fucking do this to me. Don't do this to me. All right, Alex, you're about to see the thing I'm making you. I swear to God, if this is borked... Oh, no. Rick is so right. No, don't say that! It's gonna work! Even the chat's in the wrong spot! Hold on, there we go. Whoop. Hold on. Why isn't this working? It's right there. I see it. It's a black screen. Oh my God. Alright, guys, hold on. Has to do with my damn capture card. Here's what we do. That's not working. Uh-oh. Oh my God. It's like I have to make a new one every time. Don't laugh. Don't laugh. I'm scared. Okay, bye. I don't think you noticed, but in the other scene, the chat was short. Was it? Why is that? Oh, I know why that is. It's because I have a short version and a long version. Okay, that's fine. I'll just fix that after. Nothing wrong with a short king. Yeah, you're right. Well, now I gotta figure out what the hell's going on with this. It's there. Okay, here's what we do. We do the old unplug, plug it back in. Have you tried turning it off and on again? Yes. Stop breaking things? I know. It's... Why can't things just work? Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna delete this. We're gonna start over. Fresh. Video capture device. Create new. I'm gonna call it pile of shit. No. Capture card. I hope y'all are having a cozy time. You having a cozy time? That's the wrong one. This one. What the fuck? Oh my god. Hold on, wait. Can I bring it back? Can I bring this back? Nope. It's just gone. It's just gone for okay. I'm gonna try this. Is this gonna work? I'm gonna lose my marbles. Oh! Wait! It says it got a connection? Anything? Dude, this music is not fit at all. Rick was so right. Disney. No. Actually, funny story. I booted my computer and one of my monitors didn't turn on. I was like, damn, why is it not working? Turns out I somehow unplugged the monitor in my sleep. Wow. I hear music and that's it. This was working literally right before stream. Actually, I was late on stream because this is the thing I was fixing. And then when I fixed this, the rest of my OBS broke. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Okay. Uh-huh. Yeah, that's all working fine. Why is it like this? So you're saying is if you fix it, then OBS will break again. It's probably your capture card. I mean... What do you mean it's probably my capture card? It was working a second ago. I've tried unplugging it and plugging it back in. Yeah. I've tried unplugging it and plugging it back in. Always. It's the USB port card. Wait, what about the USB port the card is plugged into? Yep. Check that. It's also at a 3.0. It's one of the blue USB ports. Last time I had to do with the scene. Hold on. Did you try banging it? No! I didn't! Have you tried a different USB 3? No, I haven't. I have not. I don't know if there is another one I can do. Hold on. Grab your torches, chat. The only solution's to burn it down? Yeah. We had such a good stream yesterday. What is happening right now? God. Okay, hold on. How about this? Dog Days is right. Hold on. Why are there two options now? Dude, OBS is... You're drunk. You're drunk. Get out of here. I'm gonna start a new one. Okay. Okay. This'll work. Don't worry, guys. This'll work for sure. This'll work for sure. What the fuck? It worked! Alright, this is what we're making. 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 Hold on. Fucking shit. Bing bong. Hold on. Wait, hey. Thanks. It feels, I'm not gonna lie, it feels a little patronizing. I don't know why. Alright, there we go. This is what we're making. Gamer, dude. This is what we're making. This is where the brain rot's leading us. Bing bong. Wow. It looks so good. Thank you. So, if you don't know what this is the cover to, it's like the 75th anniversary of The Hobbit. I did not draw this, like full disclosure. This is not my illustration. This is not my thing. I'm very new to the lino cutting thing, so I want to focus on that part of the craft and not have to think so much about design. But at the same time, this is a great design. I feel like that would work really well in this medium. I think the no tan, two-tone, black versus white look is going to be really good with this sort of thing. That's what we're doing. It's supposed to be the Lonely Mountain. I don't know what to tell you. This is what the book cover looks like. If you want to see it in all of its glory, this is the actual book cover. So if you have seen it, this I think is like the spine. Like here. I did move the dragon for the sake of composition, but I think this is the cover of the book. This is the back, and then this is the spine. So it is photoshopped, so it is all out. I moved the dragon because I feel like compositionally it's gonna look better with the dragon up there, but then also the sun kind of like, you know, sunset's gonna be doing its thing. So that's what we're doing. And then I'm starting to fill in the black spaces for where the ink is going to go. And I'm going to have to carve out some white lines in it too. So we're going to finish up the lines in the tree and then maybe do some more inking. Looks great. Very Tolkien-esque. Yeah. Thank you. I mean, like I said, I didn't really do the illustration, but we are going to have to do some problem solving design work for the lines, because once you put this at full opacity, you see like, okay, they look less like mountains, right? So we're gonna have to get creative and like, you know, carve out, we're gonna have to get creative and carve out, okay, like that's where one line's gonna be. So by the end, like, we're gonna have a whole an ink thing, and I'll carve it onto a stamp. I hope that makes sense. What we're doing today, but it's just gonna be chill ass time. We're gonna work on this together. Sound redeem should be bing bong. Could be, I miss my wife. Do you have that Alyssa picture as a scene? Why the same face every time? No, I don't. Oh, are you talking about whenever it was on the camera? I have no idea. I wonder if that is the last image the camera picked up on before. It's hard to explain. I have one camera program open before I switch it on to here, and it's a whole thing. Oh wait, Disney's leaving. All right, Disney, I'm sorry. Good luck. Good luck with Molly. Bye. Bye. What do we do in the yapping streams? A lot of Tolkien. A lot of Tolkien. Rick, that was really good. This looks like the copy I have. So, Dim, this is actually, yeah, it's Alex's favorite version. It's the book he read from the library, and it's the one he wants. My original intention was, Alex, this is going to be one of your Christmas gifts, because I can't afford a $45 hardback and get you other things for Christmas. So, there you go. Merry Christmas. Merry Chrysler. This is it. I mean, I'm going to get you other things too, but like, I did think about getting you that hardback book, and it's expensive. It's expensive. I'm so annoyed that the Lonely Mountain ain't lonely. I don't know what to tell you, but here's the thing, Smooch. It's lonely on the spine, okay? On the spine, it's this, right? So if you're looking at the spine of the book, it's by itself there, you know? Just imagine that. It's like, boom. It's right there. Okay, so in the meantime, I think I'm going to finish up some lines in the trees. And, yep, that's good. And that's the stream today, and then we'll just keep yapping. Anyways, white people tacos. How is everybody? God, it's been so long since I've done art stream stuff. If you're also curious why my lines aren't exactly what is underneath, I'm kind of taking a bit of artistic liberties with how the carving is going to be done. So, for instance, I know there's going to be some very soft curves like that. But for the most part, like on the mountains or the trees, I kind of want to play with like jagged edges and more straight lines, which is normally how I like to sketch. I like using straight lines more than I do curves unless I need to. And I think the juxtaposition between some of the curves and the angles look nice. And I think that'll look nice once I put it under the knife. So if you're curious why I'm taking some artistic liberties, that is part of the reason why. It's half forgiven. It's not even my design, Smooch. You could take it up with the illustrator. But yeah, I really like lino cutting. I did those first tests maybe like Alex, when was that? Was that Sunday morning? Yeah, it had to have been Sunday morning because we went to Ren Fair on Saturday. So that was Sunday morning and it was delivered stupid early. Like I woke up and the kit was on our doorstep. And I think the ADHD madness took over. And I was just like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this right now. So like Alex woke up. It's probably like 8 in the morning. And I'm at the kitchen table like, yeah, here we go. I'm going to start doing it. And I made those little samples and it was so much fun. And now I just want to make a shitload more. I think the art style has so much potential, especially with ways I like to draw. And it's more like, I don't want to call it doodling because doodling I feel like takes away from any kind of attention to work or like shape language, composition, right? Like obviously I'm still paying attention to that kind of stuff. But to me, this is definitely easier than like some of the intense hardcore rendering I've done with some of my bigger environment pieces or pieces that I used to do professionally. I don't have to worry about perspective and like spending the time and the brain energy to get that stuff just right. Because again, it's like I can do that stuff, but it just, I don't know, it takes so much more brain power. This to me is way more forgiving. So I'm having a good time with it. And it's also nice with this particular piece, I don't have to think about design because the design is done for me. That is super nice. And oh my god, also with lino cutting stuff, wood carving, whatever you call it, you have that stamp forever or until it basically stops working, right? So like I can keep making the little leaf mushroom thing that I got. I can just keep doing that. It's so nice. Okay, there we go. I can get this now. Okay, okay. Oh, I gotta get this guy. Okay. The trees I feel like are gonna be one of the hardest parts. It's gonna be really hard to get that all to read. But that's okay. It's gonna be fine. The word of the day is wedded. We had that recently, didn't we? What's the word of the day in my email? I've whetted my appetite. Doesn't wet to mean don't it mean like to sharpen, to like prepare? Is that it? I know most people use it to say to whet an appetite. Yeah. Or rather, all that hard work whetting my sword has whetted my appetite. Yeah, because like a whetstone, right? You know, I only learned recently what exactly a whetstone was. And it was because of all things, of all the things that could have taught me that, it was V Rising. That's gonna be a pain in the ass. Let's not have that many. Let's do that. But yeah, did not know what a whetstone meant until I played V Rising with Alex kind of recently. More recently than I care to admit. As an adult. I guess I shouldn't be embarrassed by that though. I feel like, don't a lot of people kind of have like stuff that they were like, oh yeah, I didn't know about this until I was like 25. Huh. I don't know. I guess it's not uncommon. That's not. There we go. That's a bit better. Oh, that's better. Not a lot of need to wet a sword in Florida. Or too much need? I was gonna say, wait, but what if the gators come after you? The gators. I guess here we got bears. Bears could be a real problem. Although I don't think I'd want to take a sword to a bear. I would feel bad. Bears are cute. Gator? I don't know. What do you think would be easier to take down with a sword? Do you think bear or gator? This is like Alex's zebra thing all over again. Wasn't it like Alex said he could take down a zebra? Was that it? Or he thinks he could take down a zebra? A zebra? I don't even know if Alex is there. Alex, if you're there, was it a zebra that you said you could take down? Was that it? Gator, 1,000,000%. A gajillion%. Do you believe in me or not? I don't know. I'm asking. I feel like taking down a zebra would be harder than one thinks. Sword versus bear is fucking hilarious. Yeah, a zebra. You left a photo of your Hobbit copy? Let me see. I'm pulling it up. Oh, wait. I'm assuming it's the one under books. Yeah, that's the one, Dim. Hold up. Let me pull it up. This is the copy Alex read, and he really, really likes it. So I'm making this. Hold up and pull it up. For those that don't know, this is the copy that's inspiring that. You can see all the little trees and stuff. It's so pretty. I also really like this, the banding of like the language that he's made. It's so cool. Oh, it's so pretty. Dim, how do you say it? Is it Hobbity or Hobbits? Hobbity? The Hobbity! I don't actually know how to say it. And I'm assuming this is Finnish. The Finnish version. I've never seen that design without a dust cover. Oh my god, that's true. Oh, it's not a dust cover. Like Hobbity? Hobbity! Hobbity! Hobbity, Hobbity! That's cute. Hobbity, Hobbity. That's fucking adorable. I love that. I love that so much. There's my thing. Yeah, so that's exactly what this is based off of. I'll definitely show you guys what it looks like when I actually get it down on the paper or even the block. If we really want to, I could even do the block carving on stream one day. Because I do have a top-down cam, which I hope would work better than what happened today. You know what I mean? But we could try it. I'll tell you what, that shit is so satisfying. I didn't realize how much I was gonna like the block carving. It really did something to me. If you guys like those, like, you know, those soap carving videos, it's very akin to that. It's great. I woke up to a daddy long legs on the wall next to my face today. Okay, daddy long legs, I feel like is the least offensive of all the bugs. Of all the bugs. No, maybe not least. A fly would maybe be the least offensive. I would still be afraid of a fly being near me when I woke up, though. How did you react? What'd you do to the spider? What'd you do to it? Rick? I know that's not exactly dangerous, but personal space there. Well, no, like if you're waking up and you're suddenly confronted with this thing in front of your eyes, yeah, that would be pretty spooky. I'm saying more like, I think the least offensive, because, okay, here's like a legitimate fear I have. Because it used to kind of be like a thing like, oh yeah, I would be afraid of that, but like, I don't know if it would happen. And then I learned. So Alyssa, I hate the idea of sleeping with bugs around me. And the reason being because I used to wonder as a kid, like, can bugs get inside your ears and like up your nose and shit? Can that happen? And then I used to wonder that as a child, never asking that out loud. And then as I got older, it just seemed like an irrational fear. I was like, well, of course not. Like, look at all the times I've fallen asleep and like everything's fine, you know? And then in college, I'm like a junior or a senior in college at this point. So it's like I'm older. And a friend of mine, shit you not, wakes up with to searing pain on the inside of her head because there's a bug rustling around like by her eardrum. I think she may have even ruptured her eardrum because it like burrowed through it or some shit like that. And she's a music major too, so she's like already losing your hearing or something would like scare the shit out of you. This is like her livelihood. So she's freaking out. I hear about this story after the fact from her roommates who were friends of mine. Like we went to class together and she had to go to the doctor. She went to like the ER or something and they pulled out the bug from her fucking ear alive. And then that's when all those fears from 6-year-old Alyssa came flooding back to like, holy shit, it is real. I knew it this whole time. Thanks for the new phobia unlocked. So apparently that happens and it's not common, but it's not like, oh, it's never going to happen to you either. So yeah, it's real. It's real. I low-key have thought since that day, if I'm ever like camping or something, or I'm just like, oh, I'm around a lot of bugs, I put on sometimes earplugs, or not earplugs. I have like AirPods that sometimes I just use for noise canceling because it's just nice to sleep with like absolutely no sound like that. It's comforting and it helps me get more solid sleep. But sometimes I'll even just throw those bad boys on because it's like, no bugs getting in my ears tonight, bitch. Good luck. Good luck. It's very rare I've had to do that. I feel like that was more of a thing when Alex and I lived in our shitty apartment because there was actually a roach problem in that apartment building, which like is common with apartment buildings, right? There's no way you can really fight them unless you get the whole building against them. So like, I don't know. We just had to make do. Wow, we lived there. Alexa's here. Hi, Alexa. How are you doing? How are you? We are working on a lino cut design. I'm obsessed. So I'm doing it on stream because I did not feel like playing a game today. Didn't know what to do. I once camped in the semi-permanent tent we used was full of daddy long legs and we just had to sleep with them. That's I would have had earplugs in. I woke up in the middle of that night to a caterpillar crawling on my face. I forgot that story. I don't mind caterpillars. When I lived in China, we searched all kinds of cool ones in the bushes. But if they get in your ears, that's bad. 8 of Swords reversed for Alexa. Interesting. We're good. It's been a real tech hell stream so far. Seems like it's calmed down now. It really has been a tech hell stream, hasn't it? And we were having the loveliest talk about sushi and white people tacos again, which we seem to come back to a lot. And now it's chill and quiet. And we're hanging. Okay, what? Okay, cool. We're almost done with the trees. I think I missed that. I have a runny nose still. Okay, Alexa, whenever you get sick, because I know you're still recovering from that. I'm so sorry. Are you like me where like you'll have cold symptoms for like 3 weeks? I will legit have cold symptoms for like the better part of a month, and it just is the worst. Or do you think you're gonna be like in the clear in a couple days? I hope so, because God, it sucks when you're sick, man. It's just the worst. Okay, I see here. There's actually branches coming here, so we'll connect that. Get rid of this. And a little fork there will be nice. Cute. Cute. What? Okay, yeah, so still have a runny nose, a little trouble breathing, but I have work tomorrow, so I can't do anything except take meds and a box of tissues. That's the worst. I really hope you feel better before work tomorrow then. There's nothing worse than having a cold and commitments. That's the worst. And a measuring worm, also called an inchworm. It's my fave bug. They're funny when they like do it, skirt around. So cute plodding along. Yeah, that is cute. I'm still fighting lingering symptoms from a cold that ended like 2 or 3 weeks ago. Yeah, I mean that's how I've been that way my whole life, Jack. Where like if I get a cold, I'm fighting that shit for a month. And then I'll still have like maybe not so much a stuffy nose, but I'll have a lingering cough, or like I will need to clear my throat incessantly for weeks. And I feel like a lot of my friends don't quite have that bad of luck. I don't know why it's me. Maybe it's like a shit immune system thing. I don't really know. I did get sick all the time as a child, which you would think would maybe have the opposite effect. Like maybe if I was sick all the time as a child, my immune system would be better. You know, I would have the capabilities to fight off more. Alas, that doesn't seem to be the case. Yeah, I've had it for quite some time. I've been having trouble sleeping, therefore I'm tired. My days suck and it blends a bit. I know exactly what you're talking about. That sucks. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry you've been sick for a while already. I wish you a speedy recovery. I mean, I'm sure you're taking everything that you can. Something that helped me a little bit is I'll take the normal cold medicine, and I also take zinc now, like zinc supplements while I'm sick. And I have noticed that helps a little bit. I do not know if that will help you, but if you're desperate the way I have been desperate with a cold, it can't hurt. Well, okay. No, consult your doctor. Also, did you guys know if you take too many zinc tablets that you'll get gut issues? Not gut issues. What I lovingly call stomach attacks. That sucks. But it's worth it. It's worth it for getting rid of a cold sooner. Can't get through a cardio workout without burning lungs and diminished cardio from where I'm normally at. Yeah, Jack, I hate that. That's probably the worst part. I actually haven't had a cold since because you guys know, I'm getting better at working out consistently again. I'm on week 4. Fuck yeah, of working out consistently, which is so good. But I haven't worked out consistently before this time for like a year and a half or something with all the move hoopla and whatever.
I'm getting better at gaming.
And so I am getting better. It's great. Deb, you right. So I got really sick last year. Yeah, that recovery was awful. Uh-oh. Wait. Oh man, I gotta get better at those. Okay, I gotta get better at those. Shit, what was I saying with that? I think it was just like, sorry. Lost my train of thought. I think I'm just saying how I forget how bad recovery is for working out after a cold. That used to be my least favorite thing. I am not looking forward to being sick and recovering now, especially because I feel like I am not in my fittest physical form. And this jazz is too smooth for me. Next. Month 6 is crazy. Oh, wait, hold up. I gotta worst case scenario, I go to a doctor in take a couple days off. Oh, that's true, Alex. Are you at the point where, like, you feel like you might need antibiotics or something? You feel like you're at that point? I mean, to be fair, last time I was sick was on Christmas last year, and before that I had 2 years without a cold or anything. I mean, don't some people go, like, 3 or 4 years without colds, though? I get one, I feel like, annually. Sometimes less than annually, and I'm always, like, the sick one in our friend group. I'm pushing month 6 on the stupid lung thing. Got more tests lined up for the 19th. I hate that you're sick. It's not a fun time at all. Wait, Dim, I thought you got, like, antibiotics for that, like, a month ago. Are you not, like, did that not help? Because month 6 is crazy. We got to have an update then. What's going on with your lungs? Did they get to the bottom of it? Because that's fucking crazy. I would be demanding answers, as I'm sure you are. I was taking too many fiber supplements, like psyllium husks. Okay. Started getting false appendicitis symptoms. Luckily, internet searches actually came in clutch for me before I went to the hospital. Yeah, you gotta be careful with supplements. I take these supplements when I'm getting sick because I feel like zinc is a common supplement in a multivitamin. You're probably not gonna fuck it up too bad, especially if you listen to the directions of a doctor or, like, you know what I mean? Very, like, reputable, common instructions. And then also I found out about zinc tablets from my sister-in-law and her boyfriend. Her boyfriend being a med student, like, I think he's already completed his MD. He's getting his PhD now. So, like, people who, like, know what they're talking about. But yeah, in the meantime, I feel like there's definitely, like, have you guys noticed there's, like, supplements that are, like, in vogue? And maybe they're kind of useful. I feel like turmeric is one of them. Turmeric, whatever. Where people take that all the time for anti-inflammatory reasons. I had a friend that took one. It was, like, some kind of mushroom thing that was like, oh, it's like the up and coming thing. And she straight up had liver failure. She didn't realize it. She got very sick over the span of a week. And when I say very sick, I mean, like, on death's door. Went to the hospital, found out her liver was actually failing. And she has been through crazy rehab over the last maybe, like, 8 months or so. It happened in the spring. I don't know a ton about it because it was just, like, through Instagram. It was after saying, like, hey, please don't be like me and take this stuff, like, not consulting your doctor or not keeping an eye open for this. It was scary, man. It was crazy. Like, she could have died. But thankfully she is okay and recovering, and I think her liver is actually going to be okay with some monitoring. Let's see how thin you can make your face. It's actually a good idea. I was gonna go for, like, the wide face. I also recently tried magnesium for sleep, but it kept me awake instead, which was insulting. There are different types. That makes sense. Apparently, sleep aids can affect people differently. So that's also wild. That's wild. Zinc and magnesium use the same gut pathways to be ingested, aka they compete. So taking a lot of zinc regularly can eventually result in the body being magnesium depleted. Oh yeah. That doesn't surprise me in the slightest. I only take it as like a immune boost when I'm sick. I do not take this all the time. I take this, like, the week I have the cold, and then that's it. This is why talk to your doctors, get proper instructions. But yes, no, there's definitely a way to do it. Studies suggest starting zinc at the beginning of symptoms seems to shorten symptoms by 1 to 3 days. That's exactly what I'm talking about. You take it when you're sick, and then you stop. And that's it. Pretty sure I got the right one, magnesium glycinate. I don't know off the top of my head. I'm taking a trio. Interesting. Okay, Dim. Here we go, the story. Yeah, they did give me a week of antibiotics, and I think I needed a second round, which I didn't get. Then they gave me an asthma test, came back negative. Okay. Then they want to do a spirometry to rule out COPD, I think. The problem is the process of moving on super slow. I was going to go to Turkey, but called a doctor in the family first. He told me it was probably a combination of upper lower respiratory infection that went unchecked for a long time, and to get the spirometry done. See an ENT as possible, like as soon as possible. Real. So do you think it's something that's just like, it was just a regular infection and it like spiraled out of control? That's insane. Okay, which is supposed to be the next step after spirometry. So we wait. I don't know. This cough is not going away. Apart from that, I'm okay. The intercostal muscle tear is repaired and healed. Okay. No, you don't gotta apologize for the wall of text. Honestly, Dim, I was actually thinking about you. I think it was like last week or something. I started my runs. That could be gross. Started running in the park, along with weightlifting, which I know for some weightlifting goals is not what you're supposed to do. I really enjoy running and weightlifting. So while I'm just trying to get a consistent workout routine going, I'm doing what I enjoy right now. It's 3 days of running, and I'm doing 2 pretty intense days of weightlifting, and then we're gonna kind of maneuver training from there once I acclimate to being a bit more active again, as active as I was before, right? But I was running, and I don't have asthma, but when I was a kid, I did have a series of asthma attacks. They didn't test me for asthma as a kid, and I didn't have it, but they were like, yeah, that's weird. They were like, okay. I do have this thing where when I first start running, and this is also exacerbated if it's cold outside, but when I first start running, I can feel like a film develop in like my upper respiratory region. So like my throat and then a bit in my lungs. And I end up kind of hacking a lot. Sometimes during the run, especially if I'm pushing it, but also at the end, and it's like you can tell my body is like recovering from this thing. And that happened especially on my first run back, because the more I adjust to running training, it will go away, and eventually I don't have it at all. It's weird. It's like my body has to like train up to it to ignore, I don't know, the strain of it. But I was hacking, and it made me think of you. And I was like, I wonder how Dim's doing with her lung stuff. Like, I wonder if she's better. If she, like, I was like, she hasn't talked about it, so maybe it's all good now. And now I'm like, oh shit, she's not. Yeah, the more I run, the more that'll go away, and it won't be a big deal. Unfortunately, it is also exacerbated by the cold weather. I'm more likely to get that kind of filmy feeling in my throat and lungs when the weather's cold, which I don't think that's necessarily uncommon. I'm sure other people kind of experience that too. And yeah, of course it's getting really fucking cold here now, so I kind of got to learn how to run with that. Hacking and phlegm makes me think of Dim. Perfect. Well, no, I was thinking of your predicament, your thing. And then I also know you, like me, like we both got out of working out around the same time, and we wanted to get back into working out. And it's been a whole thing for you. Hacking, phlegm. Perfect. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. I've never been this sick in 20 years. If I were in the healthcare system I was used to, it would have been solved within 2 weeks tops. Well, yeah, because like as somebody who, I've had my fair share of respiratory infections before too. Like I used to get them honestly annually, to the point where I would kind of have to like play the system of, you know, I would sound really bad. And this is also like, again, this is the system in America. I don't know what it's like elsewhere. I used to have to play the system of like, people would be like, Alyssa, you're really sick. Like, you need to go to the doctor. And I'd be like, what day is it? No, it's only day 8. It's only day 8. We have to wait to day 10 before we go to the doctor. And I'd be like, why? And I'm like, well, they won't give you antibiotics before day 10. 10 is a for sure thing, where if I go in sounding like this by day 10, they'll give it to me. I'm not paying for 2 doctor's visits. And I only knew that because I had so many fucking respiratory infections. I became like a pro at it. Anyone else here dealing with that shit, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. You have to play that system sometimes. So yeah, I know what you mean. I definitely, I would know what an infection would feel like. I would know when the cold's getting bad enough where it's no longer just a cold. And then I would pull the trigger to go to the doctor. And I would know how to advocate for myself and be like, yep, this is all I need. Cool, thank you. Take the medicine. And I'd get better. There were some stupid times in college when I probably let it go further than I should have, or like I needed more rest. And I did get walking pneumonia, which I had also last year. Fun times. Fun times. It's very odd. It's like trying to expel phlegm, but there's nothing there. Oh, so it's like really stuck. Oh my God. Oh, that's weird, Dim. I wonder if you have something like walking pneumonia or something. It's weird when Alyssa thinks about us off stream as if we're real people instead of advanced bots. Don't say that. Why would you say that? No! Makes me want to suppress my coding and become self-aware. Stop. This made me laugh. Stop! Agreed, I'm one of the robots from Westworld, personally. Stop it! How's it coming along? I'm at the vet waiting. Are you actually? Apparently, chat's trying to convince me you're all just a bunch of bots, Disney. Are you just a bot? You're not actually real. Molly's not real. I'm sorry I think about you guys off stream. I spend so much time with you. And I'm sure conversely, you guys probably feel like you spend a lot of time with me. Especially now that I'm streaming an extra day a week. I'm here most days of the week now. Disney, I also don't know if you can talk, so no worries if you're just lurking or, you know, the doctor calls you back for little Molly. Okay, let's give these just a little boop. Okay, yeah, doesn't look bad. Doesn't look bad. I'm just too used to being able to pick a doctor I want to see, have the follow-up visits with the same specialist, where I can tell them what's going on, or sorry, what is going wrong and why they would actually believe me. None of this is happening here. I've always have to play Chinese whispers with a nurse on the phone. Weird. When you say here, because I know you've talked about how sometimes you get medical treatment and whatnot from Turkey with your dual citizenship and all. Is it like specifically like the Finnish system is giving you a harder time than you're used to than in Turkey? That's interesting. Have you had to play that game? I've had to play where I'm like, no, you gotta wait this many days. Has anyone else played that system or it's just me? There's no way I'm the only one. There's no way I'm the only one that's done that. I would be shocked. Okay, boop. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, what we're gonna do too is we're gonna thicken these lines. Well, I don't know. Maybe we'll come back to that. We'll think. Do a big think. I might have had a dream about Alyssa being bad at drawing recently. How fucking dare you? I don't really remember my dreams. I can remember high-level subject matter from time to time. How fucking dare you, Jack? I spend more time with you than anyone else I know. Let's just pass over how sad that is. It's not, because I have streamers that I do the same thing with. And I don't think it's sad. It's a convenient form of entertainment. You know, like, cause like, let's be real. People put on Twitch now. If you are on Twitch the way you guys are on Twitch, the way I'm on Twitch, we use it in the way that I used to use cable television. You know what I mean? It's just the same. It's just the same shit. It's just a different medium. But I honestly do the same thing. Hi Sigma, welcome in. How goes the arting? It's good. It's fun. It's I'm making a lino cut thing. If you don't know what that is, I gotta show this every once in a while. I got a kit to do this stuff for my birthday, and I really like it. Where you make these like stamp print things. Aren't these cool? So I'm making like a Lord of the Rings version out of this book cover. So it's gonna be a really big print, like big. And I'm going to carve it out and stamp it. And it's going to be a this. And I cannot wait for it. It's going to be such a fun time. That's so cool. What the fuck? Thank you. Thank you. I did that when I thought I broke my ribs. Like, I need to wait 2 weeks before the call. And yes, the Finnish system sucks. Man, that blows. So are you saying the medical system just sucks everywhere? It's just gonna be shit around the world, maybe. They won't let me die, but they're also not really curing me. Yeah, I mean, it does sound like you're kind of being, let on a bit. The rope keeps kind of getting pulled out from underneath you. I missed what you replied because I just got called back. Oh, that's okay. I was saying no worries if you get called back. And that everyone's trying to convince me that you're all robots. You're all not real. Who out here yearning for a sense of connection? Yeah, I mean, that is kind of what Twitch is about. I really do like genuinely, I want to create real connection via the internet. I think that's why like community events are so important to me. Like Hobbit-inspired coming soon. Speaking of, this is a great way to advertise for it. Hobbit-inspired is just a fun thing we're going to do in the Discord, but it's going to be like the kind of shit you would do hanging out with friends, right? And hopefully like people know this is a safe space where like people feel like they can come here and hang out and have a good time. I don't know. I feel like a lot of people on the internet, content creators, influencers, whatever they call themselves, whatever they do, can be fake. And it sucks. And sometimes it's hard to tell in the beginning. And like, I don't want to be that person. I don't want to be that person. And the internet has such a cool, there's such a cool power we have here, you know, where we can make community that maybe we can't find in our own neck of the woods. And do cool shit like Hobbit-inspired. Or Sketchy Santa. It just sucks we can't do that without doxing each other yet. But one day we'll do Sketchy Santa. Oh yeah, this is coming together. Oh yeah. I could be wrong, but I feel like you may have drawn something really shitty on a napkin and showed it to me and was like, wow, I thought you were good at this. That's really funny, Jack. That's really funny. If y'all ever wonder if I'm actually good at art or not, I do have anatomy studies and drawings posted in the art sections of the Discord. I wanted to change my name to Fartist. Fartist, formerly known as Rick. It's one character over the limit. You can do Fartist, known as Rick. You can do former Fartist. Former Fartist, known as Rick. Former Fartist. You can do that. Since you're mentioning Lord of the Rings, I have to ask, do you know Taking the Hobbits to Isengard meme song? Do I know? Do I know? I'll show this to you guys because you're here and you're hanging. And because Sigma asked. I have been working on new alerts. And that one might be one of my new alerts that I'll just show it to you guys now. Is it this one? Wait, I got it. Oh, wait!
My name is Bill.
There we go. There it is.
My name is Bill.
I do have that. There we go. Yep, tech problems galore today on the iPad stream, but that's fine. So yeah, absolutely I know that song. That's there. Who doesn't? I mean, Phil is half robot. Fair. Fair. Fartist. Oh yeah, FKA Rick. You know, the Lord of the Rings trilogy is so long, I can join you in the evening for 3 hours, have a good night's sleep, rejoin for the last 1 or 2 hours over breakfast. You could do that, though. Yeah, you could. I know, I'm sorry the timing for some of you guys sucks, but at least it's long enough that, like, you know, people around the world will be able to join for various amounts of time. Okay, how did I do this exactly over here? I went along the black line. Okay. Well, I gotta figure out what I want to do with these guys. Maybe. Oh, I see. I did them over the top, and then this bottom line. Oh, okay. I see what I did. I see what I did. I think I want to do this in 2 sections. Now, since it's 11:30, 11 hours and 36 minutes, it's actually perfect. I'll do fellowship in the evening. Then sleep 6-7 hours. Perfectly timed to have minimally mess up my sleep to maximally enjoy. That's true. That's true. Yeah, that's gonna be such a fun day. I'm so glad that's gonna become a tradition. I think it's gonna end up being a really fun thing for us to do annually. Like, it's gonna be something I look forward to annually. And I hope you guys do too. Did you guys hear Echo's suggestion yesterday during the Peak birthday stream about Peakmas? Where she was like, well, you're doing Hobbitsgiving, and if I can get a walking pad or a treadmill in time, they were like, you know, you're gonna walk whenever the hobbits walk, right? And I was like, yeah. And then she was like, what if you did Peakmas, where you get like a Stairmaster, and you do Peak for Christmas, and then as you're climbing, you're like doing the Stairmaster. I was like, no. What do you mean? God, wouldn't that be something? Okay. I see. And then here, I start this line way further up. There we go. Also, after a decade of various health issues and bad habits, having had me bedbound for most of the day. Wait, really? Wait, you went through that? I feel like I didn't know this about you. I've stayed out of bed today and the whole day for the first time in forever, at least without feeling like shit. Oh, wait, shit. This is like a recent thing. Are you referring to, like, I know you were going through like withdrawal symptoms and stuff too, Rick. You talking about like that kind of stuff? I had no idea that was still affecting you. Is everyone in this chat okay? I'm glad you're able to get out of bed, dude. That is a huge accomplishment. Yeah, it's rough when the bad mental days stack on like that. It's rough. It's really rough, especially when it's related to health issues. Heck yeah, congrats. Yeah, 100%. It's so funny because it's almost like I remember being sympathetic when people would talk about that, because I never wanted to be like an asshole about it, but I never truly understood what that felt like until I went through a phase like that myself. And now it's like I'm able to be more compassionate because I understand, which is like unfortunate. I kind of had to go through it myself to be at that level of understanding, but I don't know. I feel like a lot of people out there don't truly understand the difficulties of that. So hell yeah, dude. In fact, sometimes I even just have bad brain days and I don't really feel like doing much. Today is not a bad brain day for me, but that's honestly part of the reason I'm actually doing art right now, is because I think it's very important for me to, as I'm streaming more during the week, I'm wanting to do things more sustainably, right? So today I did not necessarily feel like playing one of the 2 games I had planned. And I thought, why am I going to make myself do any of that? Just because it's a game. Like, games are supposed to be fun. And now here I am. And this is great. It was lovely. No, this goes further back than that. Okay, even during McDonald's days, I would lay in bed my free time. Then I had the burnout before. I do remember the burnout phase. I remember us talking about that. Depression issues before that. Yeah. I was an egotistic, naive prick at 18. Then life beat the crap out of me for a decade, and now I'm more humble and understanding. I mean, honestly, though, like, same. Oh, God. My hand did that. I don't even think I was, like, egotistic. I think I was, like, I don't know what it was. I just didn't know anything. And even though I was, like, a smart kid, and I was, like, I don't know. I don't think I was like an ass at that age. But you just haven't lived enough life to really like understand what people are going through. Okay, I don't like the way those look. They are at the bottom. Just give them little boop, boop. That's better. Yeah, I've definitely grown more compassionate. And even then, honestly, I think one of my worst traits ever is that I can be a judgmental person. Which probably sounds ironic because on stream I do try to be as open and welcoming as possible. But hear me out. It's the Scorpio in me. And if you know anything about Scorpios, you understand what I mean when I say that. If you do something mean or if you do something inconsiderate towards others, I will be like, you're fucking dead to me. I tend to be a bit on the offensive. I tend to be like, there's no excuse for you to be like that. But it's normally at the stake of like, I don't know. It's not like being catty or bitchy for no reason. I tend to get really mad like if someone does something at the expense of another person, right? Something like that. That shit bothers me. But then sometimes I think I can do that to an extent where I forget that that other person, who maybe in my mind has become a bit of the bad guy, maybe also is going through some shit. I do tend to be quick to that. I do tend to be quick to that. Okay, these are all lined up until 1, 2, 3, 4 back. Yeah, so I will admit, I will admit I tend to do that. I probably shouldn't have done these all quite yet. Whoops. Oops, I gotta erase these. That was a mistake. I don't know. I think also my instinct to react in that way, I think has gotten better with age too, which is probably like what you're talking about, Rick, where it's like I recognize this is a fault of mine, and as I've gotten older and have learned and maybe seen the error of my ways, I've gotten better. And I definitely think I have. But it's still definitely an impulse that I can feel is there. Mr. John Steam is going to sue you because you didn't stream a game. You better lawyer up, motherfucker. Yeah. Yeah. It's also not even a typical art stream. I don't know. But it's nice. It's chill. if I'm gonna stream more often, I need to be sustainable with it. If I'm going to be out here making things for you guys, I need to do it sustainably. And today, this is what I felt like. and we talk about Lord of the Rings. See, look, my brain rot's taking over. Guys, I learned yesterday in my book. Did you guys know that Bilbo and Aragorn are like besties? That's cute as fuck. Where the hell is that in the films? I'm just kidding. The films are great. They did listen. I will be the first to defend the films as a different medium than the books. But also, you know how much I would have killed? You know how much I would have done to see Bilbo and Aragorn be besties singing together? I would have fucking killed for that. What the hell? Not an astrology person by any means, but yeah, I wish I could give people more grace. Yeah, I mean, that's okay. It's just, if you are an astrology person and I say, like, it's kind of like archetypes. Like, you know, if I talk about, like, the main character of a film, the villain of a film, if I talk about comedic relief, that's like an archetype that you like, I will just say those words and you'll automatically be like, oh yeah, I know what she's talking about with that archetype. That's kind of what I mean. So like with astrology, if I say the archetype of Scorpio or Aries, if you do know what I'm talking about, you're instantly like, I fucking exactly know what you're talking about, which is just kind of a fun thing about it. But no, I know what you mean. Sometimes I wish I could give people more grace. I really do try to. It tends to be if I'm heated. If I'm heated and I'm mad about something, my knee-jerk reaction will be to like, I'm coming down. You're going down, buddy. Before I head off to bed, Alyssa, did you like Tom Bombadil? I loved him. If I'm being really honest, he's fascinating. I think I understand kind of like his purpose in the universe, or like what his mystery is supposed to be. I'm really curious about his wife. Who the fuck is Goldberry? How did he snag Goldberry? Not how did he snag, because he's cool as hell, but like how'd they meet? You know, how'd they get married? What the hell is that about? These are the things I wish to know. Apparently there is a book called The Adventures of Tom Bombadil that goes into his stuff a bit more, and you better believe I intend to read that. You better believe I intend to read that shit. Apparently it's supposed to be coming to our secondhand bookstore soon, because I made friends with one of the workers there, and they were like, you know what? I like you so much. I'm going to see what's coming into our inventory. And I was like, oh, hell yeah. And she was like, oh, I see this book here. It's not out on the shelves yet, but it should be any day now. And I was like, let me do it. Let me do it. I got to see. Okay, this part's going to be tricky. I think what we're going to do is color around these. Yeah, we'll color around these guys. Which I know might seem weird, but it'll make sense. It'll make sense once we have this filled in too. A collection of poetry by J.R.R. Tolkien. The book contains 16 poems, 2 of which feature Tom Bombadil. Is it only 2? Interesting. I don't know. I didn't know, but I intend to make my way through all of his extended works about this. I recognize that's going to take an extremely long time, but we're doing it. I'll do it one bit at a time. It must not be a very thick book then. I wonder how many pages it is. Apparently there's a bunch of books in that series. Like, so there's like the extended like history of Middle-earth, and then there's other books about the characters. Like there's another one called like Bilbo's Last Song or something, and it's about like when he makes his final journey as like this old ass man to Greyhaven before he goes out west with the elves. So like that seems interesting. Have you felt it yet when reading that Lord of the Rings wait, sorry, I can read. Have you felt it yet when reading that Lord of the Rings does to the usual build up and release plot progression? It's more flat, where even impactful events roll into the next events. Ah, I see. There's a time. Okay, I understand. Have you felt it yet when reading that Lord of the Rings does not do the usual build up and release of plot progression? Yes. I have 100% noticed that. I've also noticed with a great deal, he doesn't organize information for the reader in ways that the modern reader is used to, i.e., the amounts of lore dumping. It makes it heavy to read. I completely agree. I tend to read like 10 pages and then I'm like, I have to sit and think on that for a little bit. Sometimes it's not as bad. Sometimes I can read like 20, 25 pages and I'm kind of like going through it and like, oh, I can keep going. But I just got to the Council of Elrond chapter 2 days ago. And granted, it's like a 30-page chapter, but I had to read that in like 2 full stints because I was just like, what? What? It's just a huge chapter of lore dumping. So it's like 30 pages. I'm like, and it's like 2/3 of the way through the first book. It's like 30 pages of just a huge lore dump of Gollum, of how Gandalf and Aragorn were friends before the hobbits met Aragorn. It's a lore dump of a bit of Elrond's parents and Elrond's lineage and a bit of the Silmaril stuff and that. It's a lore dump of Bilbo and Aragorn being friends. That was cute as hell. There's so much going on. Oh, also there's like feedback on The Hobbit, which because I had just read made me extremely happy. I'm making these too jagged, aren't I? I am. It gives you feedback on what exactly happened to the dwarves in The Hobbit, who's still alive, who's missing, what's going on in Erebor. It's super cute, but like, holy fuck, to take in that much information over the span of 30 or so pages, it's a lot. It's a lot. And then you'll have entire pages spent on like, oh, we had a campfire this night, and then the weather the next day was like this. But then with that weather, we were able to go this far, and then we camped under this kind of tree, and the autumn chill came in because it's the end of October now, and under the gray morning sun, we went on, and it's like very flowery and kind of like, which it's great for building up the scene, but and I do enjoy it. But yeah, it's definitely like the pacing is it's very different, but I gotta say there's also something really enchanting about it that I don't think you get in a lot of modern fantasy books. I think there's a reason this is such a classic, and that's part of the reason. The style is also great. Yeah, 100% agree. When they're doing something cozy, it really strings it out. 100%, exactly what I'm saying. I do also feel like there was this thing I heard the other day about classic fantasy. And this was brought up actually about Ursula K. Le Guin, who I have read some of her works now too. Also love her work. And the whole point of this talk was like, how is it that old fantasy has such a special feeling? And you'll go back to old fantasy and you can't quite put your finger on it, but there's something about it that hits different. It truly transports you into another world. Whereas like fantasy nowadays will be fun, but let's be real, a lot of modern fantasy books does not have the mystique or the draw of like Left Hand of Darkness, of Lord of the Rings, of probably Dune, right? I know that's sci-fi and not fantasy, but like kind of falling under that same world of like transporting you somewhere else. What exactly is the difference between those older authors and those older classics and some modern ones? And it's not, you know, like we're not going to say generationally. It's just like, oh, we're dumber or stupider or whatever. Some of it I'm sure has to do with marketing and what gets published and the nature of industry and business. I'm sure that is definitely a thing. But this person was talking about, I guess Ursula K. Le Guin has a book, and of course I'm blanking on it, but it's a book that is a series of essays, and the series of essays has one in it called, oh fuck, what's it called? Something Elfland? Hold on, I'm gonna look this up. This is worth it. Ursula K. Le Guin, Elfland. I really want to read it myself now. From Elfland to Poughkeepsie. That's it. And if you don't know what Poughkeepsie is just a town in New York. It's a city in like Hudson River Valley in New York. It's like saying from Elfland to Orlando, Florida or something. And the whole point of this essay, I guess, is like, a lot of modern fantasy writers, I think, fall into the Poughkeepsie thing where it's like, yeah, you can have this fantasy world and say, yeah, in this fantasy world, there's a dragon there and there's magic and stuff. But that's like just saying there's a dragon in Poughkeepsie and like, yeah, you're there and there's the magic and there's the stuff happening, but it doesn't actually transport you to Elfland. And there's like this whole other skill involved to actually send the reader to Elfland and not just make them think like, oh, they're still in their own town. They're just like imagining dragons and shit flying around, right? It has to do with like this level of like suspending of belief. And I guess Ursula, who also like Tolkien is a fucking linguist and is a genius, talks about the importance of language. And it has to do with like, not just the subject matter of the book, not just what the book is written about, but the actual use of language, of prose, of how dialogue is different, which if you've read Lord of the Rings, you know Tolkien's dialogue. It's not just old because that's not how people spoke in the 1950s either. It is completely different, and that's part of what transports you into another realm. And that's kind of like what we're talking about with like the style feeling so different. It is what suspends you away from what you're used to. So anyways, I'm very interested in reading that series of essays. Tis by Ursula K. Le Guin, if anyone is interested. It has From Elfland to Poughkeepsie in it. If you're just an artist interested in kind of learning about the way people create. Okay, there is a little thing here. Boop. It's the same with movies these days. It's cool, but almost none are iconic. I completely agree. Iconic's a good word for it. It's like we're losing that it's like an artistic node almost. I don't know how to explain it. And I don't think, admittedly, I don't think it's entirely at the creative's fault. I think if anything, more than ever with the internet and people becoming so talented so quickly, or like younger, you know, like Tolkien didn't write this stuff until he was like 45, 50 plus years old, right? I think you have a lot of people out there at a younger age capable of a lot because of the internet. But I also think we're in this society where like creatives can't have that time off. Tolkien worked on Lord of the Rings. I read this in the beginning of the book. He worked on Lord of the Rings for like fucking decades after The Hobbit before publishing it. And granted, I know he had other jobs and stuff he was doing, but he did have the time to do that. Nowadays, a publisher would be like, you have to get on it right now. We have to have this published by next year. We have to make the sales now, this quarter. Even Brandon Sanderson has actually talked about that. It's one reason why he's actually doing like a new thing with Mistborn. He's like going back to the way publishing used to be, where he can write all 3 books at once and edit them together, like what Tolkien did with Lord of the Rings. And he'll get to have more control and like really see through a creative vision that way. Modern publishing, and he was very open about this when he announced this, modern publishing does not allow him to do that. Even a name like Brandon Sanderson, that is a juggernaut in the creative industry. So I'm sure the whole like capitalism business side of it pushes that along, which is unfortunate. I think part of it is the amount of content. There's so much that nothing has time to breathe and grow roots into our imagination. That's very true too. Cause like, a lot of those are like kind of slower paced too, aren't they? If books or films don't have a hook in the beginning, well, what do you mean it doesn't have a hook? We have to get our audience in. You know, even like I'm starting to make more shorts and TikToks and stuff. In part because I'm also kind of on the creative rat wheel of trying to make a living, which creatives also has to do. That's another thing. I don't fault anyone for doing this because I understand they have to make a living doing this and not just live in a box. So there's that. But no, you're right. Like, there's so many other things that have to be done. Things don't really have time to breathe. You have to catch their attention within the first single second or two. And if you don't, they're gone and they're never coming back. What are you going to do? And it's just like, oh my God, can we not? Can we not? Okay, I think we can start to fill in some more of the dark space now. Yeah. And I don't mean within the movie. I mean that maybe for something to be iconic, it has to be the only movie you get to watch that week or month. No, I agree, Rick. I think it's actually applicable both ways. I think sometimes pacing, letting things breathe can I think that has to do with more like human attention span stuff though right now. I think people rush to the next thing and they don't sit with emotions. I don't think they sit with their thoughts. I don't think people sit with any amount of discomfort. I don't think people sit with joy. I don't think people sit with what they're feeling in the moment and digest that and see what that means to them. And I think that's a huge part of art in general, whether it's visual media, films, TV shows, books, any of that. But I also agree with you at the macro level where you can't just keep ingesting content kind of for the same reason. Like you have to sit with it and I don't know, make it art again and not content. Of course, I'm sure everyone's heard artists say like, I hate the word content. That's not what I do. And it's true. It sucks. No one likes that. But then I do also feel for the creatives because it's like if they don't do that, if they're not the ones constantly putting out like, okay, I have to make something and get it in front of people's faces 3 days a week. And if I don't, you know, it means I'm not going to be able to buy groceries this month or, you know, I'll be struggling with X thing or whatever. I do get it. It's like a problem with the system. I stopped watching new TV shows for a long time because there just weren't too many and they'd get canceled immediately. Oh my God. That's a whole other thing I can get really upset about. Didn't feel worth it to keep up. I've started dipping my toes into new shows just in the last few months or so. No, I get it. I completely agree. I mean, that's kind of like a product of the system again, where it's like people don't want to pay crews or creatives or stars to work. And any contract past a season or two means they got to pay more money and they just don't want to do that. It's disheartening. TV in general is so different than what it used to be. Ooh. I don't think I want that to be dark. There we go. It's been so long. A year and basically 8 months. Damn. That's crazy. I've been on calls for most of this when the art started, but the nostalgia feelings of early 2024, Alyssa, is hitting. Is that good? Is it good? I don't know how often I'll be doing this. I do actually sometimes want to do also, so like this is a fun little creative stream. I also kind of want to do, like crochet streams sometimes. I think that could be kind of a fun endeavor if I ever don't feel like doing a game. It wouldn't be super common, just like this. Like, you know, I'll do something like this every once in a blue moon, but I think it's a fun change of pace. Okay, we gotta close that off. Oh, almost. What's closed? That? That's funny to think that you guys get nostalgic over some stuff I made. Wasn't there something we were doing the other day and you guys were like, holy shit, it's just like old times? It was like a week or two ago. I forget. At Bot and Stream Elements responding. Yeah, that was it. That was it. God, those were the dog days. Honestly, today was kind of like a throwback with the tech problems too. That was... God. Just dog days. Just dog days things. Okay, I think we gotta do all the tree trunks. That dark color. I think it's gonna help. Went to get a snack and a cup of tea. Did you finish the outlines already? I did. I think the outlines are done. I think I need to start doing the coloring in and decide the non-negotiables for the ink color. Because then what I'm going to do is go in and see which lines I actually want to be inverted and make them white and carved out. All of these lines are not going to end up being black. Some of them are going to be white for the sake of the piece. This actually looks quite nice. Like, imagine this is going to be a really big print. It's going to be a big print. It's going to have this nice texture on it. Like, God. God. And then we can frame it and hang it in the house. It's going to be so cool. It's going to be so good. Oops, wrong buttons. Alyssa, do you ever go look at early VODs and reflect on how much you've improved as a streamer? Okay, I did this once. Okay, to answer your question shorthand, yes, I have. I have done that. Because if I'm being really honest, I don't feel like I have improved that much. Like, I feel like exactly where I started a year and a half ago is how I am now. But then I'll go back and I watch. This was like in June because I think I was getting ready for the anniversary stream and I was like collecting old stuff to make like new clip comps, or like I was thinking about doing like a cute little montage thing. And some of my original clips were so cringy. And I was like, oh man, I don't know if I can do this. So yeah, I have gotten better. And then even with clip comps, I feel like by the time I go to edit a clip comp, they're like 3 to 4 month old clips. And sometimes I'll just go and watch something from like 4 months ago and I'm like, oh man. Not all the time. That's actually been less of the case recently. That was probably more like last year. Now I feel much better about them, but yeah, I definitely have. I've noticed improvement. I'm all about the yaps and the art streams. Oh, the art streams are chill yaps. Yay. That's what I want them to be. I feel bad because sometimes like when I start the art streams, it gets like dead quiet and I'm like, guys, we can still talk to each other. Cuz like we'll be yapping so much and then I still try to continue the conversation and I'm like, okay, I'm just going to put on the iPad screen now. And then it gets like so quiet and I'm like, we can still chat with each other, gang. Crocheting is such a cool skill. I'd love to see that. That's good to know, baby. That's good to know because I intend to do it. Oh. Okay, I see what they did. So we'll make these dark. Oh. Okay, yeah. We'll make all those dark. God bless the color fill tool. You know what I mean? Ah! This is great. This is great. Oh, that wasn't great. Fuck that. We'll just color that. Yeah, then we'll go in and make some of these lines white. And I think that'll really make it pop. Yeah, I was going to say that if you don't, you really should. Cause I don't see you can realize your improvement otherwise. Oh, that's really nice. Right? Do you guys okay? And you're not gonna hurt my feelings at all because I have recognized improvement. Do you guys feel like how do you feel like the stream or the community has changed over time? Because also that means a lot because you guys have stuck around for all of it. You know what I mean? Which is really cool. You know, by no means did anybody have to stay around, but you guys did. That's gonna be a bitch. Ah, that's gonna be hard. I should go back and watch because I'm a frog in boiling water. It feels like we've been sailing in a straight line since the beginning. Jack, honestly, that's how I feel. That's how it feels to me. But I'll go back and watch the old clip comps and I'm like, oh God. Clip comps, though, I love seeing all the background changes. That is very fun. Even like I'm still trying to catch up with some old clips in general to post like on TikTok and YouTube Shorts. And it is very crazy. I'm about to go back and edit some Scarlet Hollow stuff so that I can start off Scarlet Hollow series and get ready for the new episode that comes out in February. And Scarlet Hollow was all done when I lived like in my in-laws' place, basically. That's a different era. That's a different era of Alyssa. It's crazy times. Oops. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and fill all those in as if it's like shadow. We'll just do that. Oh, not that. Yeah, that'll be fine. That'll be fine. This is how I feel when you put on games too. I'm like, no, bring back the yapping. My lawyer has advised me not to answer. But for real, that's kind of an essay question. I'm too tired, but in short form. Good. Oh, thanks. No, I get it, Rick. Because yeah, it's stupid late for you. I totally understand. I've only been here for like 6 months, so I wouldn't know. 6 months is still a pretty long time. Thanks, Sigma. I mean, I'd say that's not an insignificant amount of time. Okay, what does he do here? So they are still dark. Okay. Okay, that's fine. I can do that. 100% improved in my opinion. I also welcome the non-gaming streams. It feels great. Oh, I'm glad. It's hard to tell. I want to make sure obviously people are enjoying whatever I'm doing. So it's good to have feedback. Next time, let's do it. We all craft a thing so I can pick up a crochet or cross stitch project. I'll probably do that. Maybe I'll like put a little heads up in the Discord. That way, like people can grab something, or even if it's like I don't know, cooking or something. Well, something. Okay, I think these little ticks are just gonna have to be all carved in. Okay, I see what I'm gonna do with this. What I'm gonna have to do. I had a lesson. What I miss? We're kind of having nice sappy chats, Alex. It's nice. It's nice. Oh shit. But no, it's good. We finished all the lines, and now I'm getting to like kind of deciding what's gonna be filled in or not. So already, I think these lines are gonna have to go away. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna copy what I did on the other side. I think that's the way to go. Okay. Copy. And then what we're gonna end up doing is making this like a white line. You know what I'm saying? That's how we're gonna separate it. I think the community is solid and wonderful. I do love when new folks join and are able to absorb the new community and become part of it. I'm hoping we make that easy on folks. I really think you guys do. I truly, genuinely believe like everyone has such a welcoming vibe. And I hope like people come and they get excited about the fact that we do like Hobbit-giving or like pumpkin carving streams and like, you know. I think so. I think it's a good thing we got. You guys have always been lovely. Rick is off to bed. Take care, y'all. Look both ways before crossing the street. Don't eat the yellow snow. Bye, Rick. Thanks for being here, man. Yeah, the community has always been lovely, which has been I don't know, just the best. I think honestly that's the part that's really making me excited about I don't know if I've actually said this like blatantly on stream recently. The reason I am upping my stream schedule is because I'm really moving away for now, for the time being, for like the next year or two. I'm trying to move away from like freelance art and doing that as evenly as this. I feel very spread thin. As Alex has said, there's a lot of static in my brain. I think I split my time evenly with everything I'm interested in, which is not great when you're trying to develop something new or like a new career or a new skill set or something. You kind of have to like focus in and like get the job done, or else it's just kind of never going to happen and it flounders. And I think I have fallen victim to that more than once in my life. And I can recognize that pattern now because that's something I think I've always been guilty of since I was a kid. And it's because I love learning and I love doing things and I always want to do so much at once and there's never enough time in the day. And I think I'm just at a point where I need to commit to the streaming content creation side of it, or I need to do more just art and commit to that. And if I'm being really frank, after doing art really seriously for like 3 or 4 years, I still love doing it and I want to do it in the future, but I do find myself more drawn to working on here. I find myself wanting to stream more often. I find myself wanting to make more edits or to improve stream. Like this morning, I would have normally done some sketching. I did some camera stuff. You wouldn't know with all the tech problems, but like I did some camera improvements that I never normally have time for. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm choosing to kind of commit to this a bit more now and kind of see where it goes, and if I really give it my 100% and see what happens. I'm always so conflicted because it's easy to see that your chat is hopping during yapping time, embarrassment hour, etc., and it's slower during games. No, I agree, but I know that viewers find anchors in games. When I look for new streamers, I look for the ones playing games I like to watch. Yes. Lurkers want to see you react to their favorite games more than they want to chat, but I want chat to thrive. No, honestly, Jack, I pick up on those same metrics if I'm speaking candidly. When chat thrives, I feel like that's actually when stream is healthiest. That's when I feel like stream is healthiest, when I feel like the community is kind of like at its healthiest. Yeah. So I know what you're saying, but also, yeah, games is kind of how people find you almost. But then it also depends on which game, because some games are mostly dead. Believe it or not, when you're just chatting, a lot of people randomly click on my stream. I just think the just chatting section, you don't have as many people dedicated, like the way you found me through Vampire Survivors. Like, you're a dedicated Vampire Survivors guy, so you're like, I'm gonna see what this girl's about. I'll sit and watch it for a couple minutes and see what happens. I think you get kind of less of that. It's a lot more of like a flyby when you're in the just chatting section. But also, you guys, I think for the most part enjoy it. Excuse me. I think you guys for the most part enjoy it. Yeah, I don't know. I think a moving chat is a healthy sign of stream. If I'm being really honest, almost more so than viewer count or any of that. I feel like the more the messages are going, the healthier it is. This chat definitely likes the interactable games. That's why I've always been fascinated by streamers like Doug, who base their entire stream identity on interactable gaming. Yeah, no, that's true. I mean, like yesterday, obviously, I think you guys loved crowd control, and it was so much fun. I would love to do more stuff like that, but I don't want to say I don't have, because I don't want to limit myself, but I don't think that's where like my strength is. If we're having honesty hour here, my strength, Alyssa's strength, is in yapping. I'm a strong yapper. I think I'm good at yapping. I think I'm good at driving conversation. I think I'm good at making people hopefully feel heard and welcomed. And I think I'm like good second monitor content because of that. I'm the girl that you can put on your second monitor or your TV. You just have me on in the background, and it feels like you're hanging out in the student lounge with some friends. But you don't have to have any of the energy going into paying attention to me. You can if you want, and then if you want to come in and chat, you can. If you just want to hear me run my mouth and feel like you're hanging out with somebody, problem solved. I can do both of those. Which admittedly is what I like in streamers as well. So yeah, I don't feel like I have the strength of Doug Doug, but I do like when I can do an interactable game. I do like doing that a lot. Pretty sure that's how I found your stream. I think I was going through Slay the Princess streamers. Oh. Yeah, Slay the Princess was so fun, man. I love that game. Oh my god. Sorry, I just thought of Scarlet Hollow again. I can't wait for that either. So many streamers have chats filled with people spamming emotes. It's a bit creepy. I don't know. No, I get it. I do like that. I'm going to take a bit of a water break. Take a bit of a water break, and we'll just sit and stare at what we've got so far. Think about what decisions we've made. I do agree. I think a lot of chat tends to spam. Speaking of Doug Doug, I do think his chat spams quite a bit. But especially in larger groups, I understand why that is. I think sometimes the streamer also kind of creates, or like fosters, maybe is the better word. The streamer kind of fosters what the chat is like. I think because I chat so much and I really take my time in each message, I think all of your messages kind of reflect that same amount of care. And so I think we get a lot less spam in the chat. I do also think that perhaps the kind of things I talk about or the way I speak also kind of attracts more like, well, just that like people that like to talk about the same things, like books and nerdy things. And I don't know. I feel like sometimes we can talk about stupid shit like white people, tacos, and sushi, but then we'll also talk about the meaning of life and like what does dying mean, and it's two sides of the same coin. Like the conversation here is crazy, but I love it. Okay. What I love about Doug Doug is that he responds to TTS and actually does what they suggest and is able to make his gaming so interactable. Yeah, I feel like I'm starting to use TTS in a similar way, where like if I'm still at the size where I feel like I can respond to every chat. Maybe sometimes I have to kind of like skip ahead a bit, but I can still do that, and I genuinely love doing that. If I'm really far behind on chat and someone wants my attention immediately, you should do TTS. And that's like my like, oh, okay, what? Huh? TTS makes a big difference, literally giving chat a voice. The problem is when it's kept behind a paywall, which is why I dig Alyssa's 10 bits. Yeah. That's the whole reason I did that. Because I mean, it's still technically like money, and I don't want to like fucking rob you guys, but yeah, I definitely wanted it to be accessible. Any streamer with over 1,000 viewers, their chat is intolerable. See, that's why you guys know I watch Barbarous King. I feel like he manages it, and I don't know how. He is someone I can have on on the TV, in the background. And he has very coherent, sometimes quite intelligent or like interesting conversations with his chat in a way that I like. Kind of probably what I do here a bit, like that same level of subject matter. And he's so good at it. And he does that while he's playing fucking Kaizo hacks, and it's insane to me. I don't know how he does it. But he manages a chat that is full of like fucking 4,000 people. And it's coherent. I strive to always have that kind of feeling, regardless of not. There could be 2 people here, there could be 2,000 people here. Wait. Shit! I'll get better. I look like I got smeared across the wall. Okay. I bet a reasonable channel point with cooldown for TTS might be worth exploring. Some streamers are better at interacting with chat, small or large, even if it's crowded. Yeah, Jack, I agree. That's kind of what I'm saying. Just in a very long-winded way. I think the emote spam is funny on like moments in stream. Oh yeah, I agree. Like sometimes a good like flare like Keck W, that's funny. Or like the lols. But I've also seen what I think Sigma's talking about where no, I know what you mean. There's a line. There's a line for it. I've seen it. And I can only watch Doug edited YouTube videos. I tried watching his VODs before, and because he responds to TTS, the TTS never stops. Never. It's so annoying. Yeah. He does have to pause his TTS quite a bit, doesn't it? I stopped watching Doug quite a bit when he really fell into the AI shtick. Oh, excuse me. It depends on what he's doing with the AI, but yeah, I don't know. It started feeling different. So I like you, Jack. I watch more of like the YouTube edits now. Edited YouTube videos only pick the best ones that he responds to. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I also noticed that if a streamer plays games and let's say strictly focus on plot with a bit of solving mystery, I find that with a bigger chat, so many people spoil that. Yes. And they just put chat in emotes only or sub only mode because they don't trust people. Yeah, that's honestly a really good point. Or they have like a huge mod team, right? I think I've seen some streamers do that. But yeah, that's actually one reason why, Alexa, I think you first came in here. Was it Fear the Spotlight? It was during spooky season, but we were playing more like mystery themed horror games. And I love playing those games because of my harebrained, tinfoil hat brain scheming that I get to do with you guys. That's fun as shit. I love doing that in real life. like I don't know. I just think that shit's enjoyable, so I want to do that with you guys. Oh, I see what I gotta do. So we have to block all this off. But yeah, I agree. I hope I have not had a problem, I would say really ever, with spoilers. And I hope that stays that way. It was some other game. It must have been before Fear the Spotlight then. I do remember, because I remember you helping me with the tinfoil hat-brained theories in Fear the Spotlight. However, if I ever chat on his channel, I very rarely get noticed. Oh, for Barbs? Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, it's also because he is... I don't think he can respond to everybody's. Because if he does, he would never do anything. You know? It would just be game over. Alright, something ain't working. Something ain't right. Are we just gonna have to color this in the old-fashioned way? Let's do it. Why not? Why not? Sometimes I like coloring in the lines. Wait, where was I? Okay. Northern Lion's famous for his banter with chat, but I don't know if he does it with his constant. He has 10 to 12k viewers. That's fucking crazy. He'll ask a chatter a question and we'll be able to catch the response fly by at light speed chat. I feel like I could do that. Well, first off, some responses would have to be probably shorter, which, like, again, I like having the in-depth conversation. I would honestly, you know what would probably happen? I would probably have a lot more just chatting streams. I'd probably be like a half just chatting streamer. Or people would get so fucking annoyed by my gameplay because I would stop so often. I'd probably have people watch the fucking edits. Which, like, I don't blame them. That's what you're there for. That's what edits are for, right? That's why we present these things in different mediums. Yeah, God, 10 to 12,000. That's crazy. I like reading your responses out loud because I feel like that kind of grounds the conversation. People know exactly what I'm responding to, and I think it also makes people feel more seen. Sometimes I feel like people just respond to my message and I'm like, but did you get it? Like, wait, you didn't, like, or like, I don't know, they won't respond to like the whole part of a question, and then I'm like, well, did they even see my whole question, or did they I don't know, sometimes it makes me feel a bit like ignored almost, which is why I like to read people's stuff out loud so that you know I am 100% acknowledging you. And if I fuck something up in that regard, it means Alyssa just didn't understand. it means something like that. I've never gotten into Northern Lion, but I should give him a shot. I'm a huge fan of Wolves at My Door, who designed all of his logos and merch. Yeah, no, definitely. I've seen some of his clips, and I know a lot of people watch them. And every time I see people, or like I see his clips, I laugh. And the people that talk about him are people that I'm like, ooh, I normally like their taste. I normally like their taste and jokes. It's pretty good. On Fear the Spotlight. Yes, I also didn't know the game, so I was like speculating because I like to do that a lot. Sorry. No, you don't apologize. I fucking love speculating with chat. What I would like to avoid is if someone does like know the answer, then don't say it out loud, obviously. But if you also are as clueless as I am in a game and we're all just scheming together, I think that shit is so fun. It's why I really like doing story-driven games. Because you guys probably notice I don't play a lot of certain types of games. Really like action games. They're just not my thing. Okay, let's see if we can do this one now. Fuck. Fine. That's fine. We're going to color in the lines. This is therapeutic. It's going to be fine. This is fine. I'm not into all of his stuff, but he pretty regularly does an embarrassment hour slew of dailies. He calls them the Doles. That's cute. Wait. Hold on. Wait. Sorry, Jack. Hold on. Wait. I lost your message. One sec. The Doles. That's my Sunday morning watch. He's very trivia smart, but another way to get him into... Wait, another way to get into him is check out his YouTube page called The Library. The Library of Latorno? Which is clips and comps. Okay, interesting. Is it Najib Jack? Welcome in. Hello. Sorry, I was my brain like overloaded with OBS for a second. What did one wild pig say to the other wild pig? Geez, for a wild pig, you're really a bore. Oh, you're in the right place with those kinds of puns. Welcome in. We're so used to Alyssa catching all of our messages and grateful that we yell at her if she misses out. This is true. I do get yelled at sometimes. I feel like, if I'm being honest, a bit unfairly, because I do try to read everyone's messages. Not only read everyone's messages, I do try to give everyone, like, I'll make a whole ass conversation out of one message. Yeah. Hey, Najib Jack. Okay, thank you so much for the follow. I was just actually going to say to you, I'm catching up with a little bit of chat behind you. so hold on. If I missed your message, I'm catching up. Hold on. We do also have 3 Jacks now. Well, 2. We had a third. You'll see Hi-Fi Jack in the chat, who's a mod, but he wasn't always a mod. And then we had Anti-Jack come in, and we thought it was Hi-Fi Jack tricking us, and it wasn't. But since then, they've changed their name now to a different name. So the lore runs deep. So you're now Jack 2, Jack 3. You could be whatever Jack you want to be. You could be Jack 9. You could be Jack 11 for like, you could be whoever you want. I could call you Najib. We also have Take That Jack. That's different. Jack the 3rd? He's regal. They're regal. They're royalty. That's genius. Don't worry, personally, I never feel ignored here. Obviously, if everyone writes stuff, you need a minute to adjust. Thank you! I appreciate it. There's a state of play Japan. Not sure if that means specific to Japan or Japanese studios. I heard a bit about that. I'm not sure what that is. 2 out of 10 Twitch channel. Why is there no Marge Simpson Fortnite stream? Where is my Fortnite? Bloodborne 2 Copium. If I had known, we could have done a bingo, but I heard it was just like a Japan only thing, so I'm not sure. Cleo Clay in shambles. Cleo Clay is the second Jack that showed up. A new Jack has entered the fray. Please hold. We really like you for it. Thanks, Alexa. I try. I thought it was someone else fucking with me, and now I think Jack number 3 is also fucking with me. Nonsense. You know, okay, we did also have, in yesterday's stream, gang, we had 2 Steves show up out of nowhere. We had a Steve, and then we had Biggest Steve. And I gotta be honest, because that happened in the same stream, I was like, is this the same guy? And maybe Steve even thought the same thing, where he had a moment of like, what? And both of them were new. And I think they both had like a what the fuck moment. What is this? I think it's just bound to happen. We also have, guys, there's another person following me now. Their name is Alyssa. And it's even spelled the same way. So I'm going to have to call them by my own name. You know how weird that is? Jack the Third is good. I'm in. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, it is. SOP today? Wait, SOP? What does SOP mean? Wait. State of play! Yes, I'm sorry. I don't speak in acronyms. my brain sputters out. I think there is, but I heard it was Japan only. Thank you, Alex. I see that now on my other thing. I think it was Japan only, so I'm not totally sure. Alyssa, when are you going to play the By Daylight again? Very soon, Smooch. I actually need to confirm a date with Disney. I forgot to do that earlier today, but I have to do that soon. It's in less than an hour. I'm also giving the bottle so it speaks to text again. All right, everyone, Smooch is on speech to text. Watch out. It's called State of Play Japan, so my From Software bingo card is filled out as we speak. They wouldn't drop a FromSoft thing and not tell the English-speaking audience, would they? There's no way. There's no freaking way they would do that. I'm the real Jack. I'm glad I found the stream. How did I miss that announcement? I only heard about it this morning, honestly. I had no idea it was happening either. Otherwise. 2 Steves is crazy. Were they both Uncle Steves? All Steves are uncles? You want to know the really crazy thing is, I have actually an Uncle Steve. Now that you say that, my father-in-law's name is Steve. So maybe it was both of them. It definitely wasn't. I tell you right now, if my uncle knew what Twitch was, that's when pigs fly. I don't know. Pigs would fly out of my ass if my Uncle Steve knew what Twitch was. Okay? There's no way. My father-in-law, Steve, knows what Twitch is, and I guarantee you both of those Steves were not him. The first Steve said he was Irish even. And we talked about potatoes. And before anyone goes calling me fucking prejudiced or like, that's not all the Irish are about, we were already talking about potatoes. And he goes, oh, I'm Irish. How dare. I don't know. I think it's Disney. Smooch, tell me a story? Watch out. Seriously? Why? Wait, what? What are we talking about? Hold on. Wait. You want a story about Alyssa? Oh, no. What is Smooch going to say to me? Oh, because she's on speech to text. Okay. Here's what Smooch's speech to text says. Ready? Oh, my God. Okay, Alyssa is, wait, what STD is chaos? We have talked about Cineworld. Checks through your house. What? I feel like I had a stroke reading that. Okay. I hate you guys. It's a joke. I love you. Uh-oh. Okay, Disney's back from the bet. The bet? the vet. Disney, what's going on? What's going on with your pupper? Are you okay? You doing all right? I don't know if this is the news you want to hear. Maybe it'll lighten the mood. We have Jack the Third is here now. There's now a third Jack. And I need to introduce third Jack to the lore. You see, Disney and Hi-Fi Jack have a long-standing feud with one another. Do I want that there? Does it matter? I'm probably just gonna end up coloring that in anyway. Oh, and I think I found the line. Oh, I get it now. Oh, whatever. Damn it! All right, that wasn't it. My gosh, no, I meant I love you guys. That it's a joke. That I don't. Oh my. Wait, blue the teeth needs to be pulled? Oh no. It's a joke that you love me? I love you is not a joke. Identity theft is not a joke, Jim. Sorry, anytime someone says that, the echolalia really kicks off.
Oh my god, okay, listeners, wait, what STD is chaos? We have talked about Cineworld checks through your house. What? Smoochy Spoof 2025.
Wow. I feel things. I feel things. Alex, thank you for the 10 bits. Oh my god. Disney, I hope you're doing okay though, in all seriousness. Yeah, it's hard when you have to go through stuff like that with your pets. I love when you realize something mid STT and talk about it. A few things. Should I be worried? Did I miss something? Okay, I don't think I have. Whee! I think this little piece is going to turn out pretty damn good. I'm excited about this. It would be cool even if I could make like other copies for people, because this will be like a stamp. I can just keep stamping. Like I can buy a pack of really good paper, you know? And then I could just make a whole bunch of them. Why am I doing this on my small pen? There we go. That's the smarter move. Yeah, it would be really cool to make like a lot of these. Can I buy one? Alyssa, open up a web shop? I would really like to. I don't know if I could sell this legally. I wonder how that would work. Like maybe I could look up, because since technically it's just like it's already an illustration, but I guess I'm doing it in a different medium. No, because that's still like, I don't know. This is the kind of thing I feel like I could sell at like a fair or like a con or something. You know what I mean? The way people do fan art. I could figure something out, though. I could figure something out. What's Tolkien gonna do? He's dead! His estate will come after me! No, that would be pretty sick, though. Maybe I would do that with this. If you guys are interested. It would be fun to do that. I was thinking about, because you guys know I was thinking about opening up character commissions, which I'm still not against doing. And I think I will still do, maybe like in very limited quantity. But I think that's going to be the back burner stuff. Like, so earlier I was talking about feeling like a bit spread too thin and like really not putting enough time into one thing to kind of get good and like get it off the ground. I think now the personal artwork, the commission, the character work, the illustrator stuff is going to be stuff I do in my free time, which is kind of like what this is. And again, because of the nature of streaming, I can just choose to stream this, which is great. But I'm wanting to dedicate more time to this other online stuff. So I'll still do that. It's just not going to have as much of a priority. I still do want an online shop. It's just not what's going to get my 100% attention. I would say if streaming and the internet stuff is getting 85% of my attention, then the other bit of attention is going to go to stuff like this. If that makes sense. So yeah, if there's anything you guys are ever interested in seeing or wanting to be made, let me know, because I love doing shit like this. I should probably do some Discord movie streams or something and then react to it so people can be fucking annoyed by me because I can't shut the fuck up. Why does it bleep this shit? Oh my fucking god. This is a joke. It's okay, Alex. I know it's a joke. Obviously, I as a professional, I will not plagiarize. I just think that's awful. But I do know people sell fan art and stuff like this at conventions all the time. So I know there's a line. I know there's a way for it to be done. So I'll do some digging. Maybe we figure it out. Because this is looking pretty cool. It's looking pretty cool. Let's make this bigger. Let's make that bigger. Okay, the vet. The vet thinks it might be... Oh, shit. Oh, no, Disney. Okay, and I see people saying sorry. I get it. Vet thinks it might be oral cancer. His plan was to remove the whole mass with wide margins and the tooth. Smalley's an old lady. Since Smalley is old lady age, he says it's best to put her under at least once, so he actually recommends I take her to a specialist for dog dental stuff. Not a dentist, but more specialized than that. Oh, you even mean like an oral surgeon type of situation for dogs? She's like in a town outside my city. She's part retired, only available like twice a week. Needs a referral to see her. Now I have to wait for the vet to do the referral. Oh my god. Shit, that's like worse than you thought, wasn't it? Disney, I'm so sorry. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Yeah, not good at all. I know, let us know, God, I don't know what we can do. I hope we can provide at least moral support. I'm so sorry. I hope it all can get fixed. I was thinking about commissioning you for my Twitch emotes and such, so yeah. Hell yeah! I love doing that kind of stuff. I would absolutely be down to do that. Absolutely down to do that sort of thing, Smooch. Oh, fucking... Fuck. Let's do this like that. This is looking cool. I like this. And Ian just fucking burped in my face. Ian just face in my face. Scariest censoring yet. Yeah, that one's pretty bad. It sucks, Disney. I'm so sorry. I know. I'll hit you up once I have, or my husband has had this paycheck. Yeah. I mean, no worries. You know I'm here. Yeah, you can definitely always drop me a DM whenever. Oops. Okay, I do think I'm going to color in these little guys. I'm on the right layer. Constantly in fear of being on the wrong layer. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. Slide into her DMs like, yeah. He burped in my fucking face. There you fucking go. Poor Smooch. Smooch is having a rough Tuesday. How is everyone... I'm sorry, I didn't mean to whack you with my pencil. How's everyone else's Tuesdays going? Because it sounds like some people are having shit hit the fan. I'm thankful that I'm hoping my shit hitting the fan, so to speak, was maybe just the tech problems I had earlier in the stream. Because that's not so bad. That's not so bad. I'll take that.
Just because I'm curious,
Okay.
which speak to the text I focus stalar def hell scattered stood dirt stood out OFU.
Okay. So that was, what, the censoring? Thank you for the 10 bits. We got a censoring. All right, this music's too chill. This music's too chill. I don't like the slow jazz. I like the lo-fi. This is a lo-fi playlist. So we all need speech therapy. Got it. Do we? Wait, what did I miss? Yeah, it's really rough because we literally got Molly right when Phil and I moved in together. Oh, so we're really, really hoping that it can just all come out. Yeah, like you mean you were hoping to go into the vet and then leave and her be 100% good after? The vet mentioned how in another dog that he referred to that special vet had to take some of the dog's jawbone too. I have heard that. I've heard that with oral cancers specifically. It has to do with how it like metastasizes or something. I have heard that. But I have also heard, depending on how it's done, the dogs can still live a fulfilling life even with that happening. Luckily, the dog was good after and lived another 2 to 3 years. He did note that it could come up with how much they need to take out, that it can become a quality of life thing. I have heard that. There are cases where that can be pretty rough, but I have also heard of cases where, yeah, like kind of what you were saying, like another 2 or 3 years, like life was still good. So yeah, I mean, I guess we'll just have to wait and see what this person says. There's definitely hope. I have heard of it happening. Do you guys know Alex's dog Watson, who was his the little mini schnauzer. Watson was Alex's dog growing up. Got him in like late high school. But then you know, Watson was like Alex's pal, and Watson got diagnosed with cancer earlier this year. I want to say it was earlier this year. And at first actually things were looking quite rough for a while. They tried different types of cancer treatments to like, it was 2 different types. First one didn't work and it was like, oh, this is not looking good. But then, you know, trying a Hail Mary for like, let's just try this different type of treatment and see if it works. And you know what it fucking is right now? I think it was like, first one showed like no progress whatsoever, where even like the tumor was still growing. But then second one that they tried on like the Hail Mary attempt, it's been great. It's like receding now. He's got more energy again. And this has been like months in the making. So like, I don't know. I guess even when like hope seems kind of lost, it isn't necessarily, you know, don't give up yet kind of thing. Percy's yelling. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and fill all this in. I think what we're going to end up doing is I'll duplicate this. I'll have this be the reference. I want to save these lines because I'm going to eventually combine these 2 layers. That, I think, is going to be the plan. Curious if it'd bleep out. I guess they just say the letter. That makes sense. Like, he's not saying that is the case, but to have in mind as a super worst case scenario. No, that's true. They probably can't say, your vet probably can't say one way or another what's probably going to happen. He's probably just deferring to, like, you need to hear what the specialist has to say, which, like, makes sense. Especially because it sounds like such a particular case. Disney, I'm so sorry. I know. Yeah, keep us updated for real. If you ever need financial help, feel free to drop your PayPal and DMs. Aw. I can try to send small amounts, but every cent counts, especially for our babies. Hell yeah, Smooch. See, that's the kind of shit. That's what community's all about. Because you're right. That's actually, not to take the spotlight away from any of that, but you guys know I'm quite passionate about animals. Fucking love animals. I love them so much. I think I mentioned this before, but like one of the things I want to do next year is for Percy's birthday, which is in May. It's May 8th. Percy and I actually have half birthdays. My birthday is November 7th, so we're off by one day, but his birthday is May 8th. So when it was my birthday Friday, it's Percy's half birthday, and then his birthday is my half birthday, which I just think is funny how that works out. But he is going to be 5 this year. And I had such a fun time doing the fundraiser for the music therapy stuff earlier in October that I want to take a stab at doing a fundraiser myself with all of my own kind of assets and my own like little videos I make and all of that jazz. And I think I want to do one for either like a national charity, like nonprofit program that helps with cats and dogs and like shelters, or one of our very local animal shelters. And I was kind of leaning towards the local ones because I feel like as a smaller community, we could probably, like, even if we don't have a ton of money, I feel like even little bits of a fundraiser can really help and impact, you know, like dogs going through that, right? Like the people, the old dog that's not getting adopted, stuck in the shelter, and also has like crazy high medical bills. And like, I don't know. I just think it would be cool to be able to do that. And I was thinking about doing that on Percy's birthday. It could be kind of like a little thing we do in May annually, kind of like kickstarting the spring season. It's Percy's little birthday. Alex also had the cool idea where if I did a local animal shelter, I could even visit the shelter myself and like meet the animals, do a little video on that, and like actually ask them questions on like, so where exactly do people's funds go? You know, what kind of like day-to-day difference would this make? I don't know. I just feel like community stuff is very important, especially given how the world is today, and the more we can help each other, the better. Okay, gonna be right back. You're gonna put him to bed or in his bed. There's not a good sentence to let me try again. Okay, be right back. I'm gonna put Ian in his bed. Thank you so much for clarifying. Yeah, but overall, I'm glad I went back to this vet. He's so much better than the other guy. Good. It's so important to be able to trust the doctor you're working with, dude. And that is so important. Okay, wait, where was I on your message? There we go. The other vet didn't even want to look in Molly's mouth. What? Like, he tried once, Molly moved her head, and he was like, nope, then proceeded to say the tooth needs to be pulled. I have to, like, force him to look at her tooth? So, wait. It's confirmed that it's oral cancer, right? So you're saying this guy was just gonna... And yeah, your dog is older. I feel like that would be the first thing to check for. He was just going to pull the tooth and then let it run rampant in her body? Okay, not confirmed, but suspicion. But still, that's what I mean. Every time I go to the dentist from the time I was like 15 fucking years old or maybe younger, you guys know the dentist does like the tongue thing and you stick out your tongue and you wave it side to side? They're checking for oral cancer. This is the second vet thinks it is. But it's still at least good that they're checking that. You don't want that shit to run rampant. That's crazy, Disney. I'm also glad you're getting a second opinion. God damn. I'm mad for you. Shit. I appreciate the thought, but ew, gross, helping. Simon and Garfunkel, I am a rock. I am an island ass. Oh, gosh. Yeah, I've always said that that's so hard with animals. I think I even said that recently on streams where it's like, I wish they could talk and say, you know, or like this hurts, or like my stomach hurts, or like, I don't know, if they're limping on their paw, you know, sometimes they're just like trying to do it. Percy has done that one time to get attention from us, because Percy is a very smart boy and he does whatever he can to sit on our laps 24/7. I'll have you know, when I was working on this very piece this morning, he didn't paw at me. You know, dogs will do that, like, oh, mom, pay attention to me. No, not that. He was pushing the iPad off my lap, and then I moved it and he was like, oh, that's better. And he laid on my lap, like right where I was working. So he's smart. And he'll do like a limp paw bit. He did that once as a puppy, and he was fucking faking it. You want to know how I know? I threw a toy, and then it was like nothing ever happened. And then I paid attention to him. He's smart. He's smart, that boy. And it's ridiculous. Sometimes I wish I could ask him, like, do you actually need to go to the bathroom, or do you just want to go outside? What are you doing? What's actually going on here? Okay, I gotta erase this twice. I made a boo-boo. Made a boo-boo. I think the first vet was scared Molly would bite him and didn't want to try harder to lift her lips to see her tooth since it was very far back. But I mean, like, I don't know. That's why you're taking him to the vet. And then you can have like text and stuff help out. I don't know. And honestly, that almost makes me more concerned about Molly, because what if that means like she's in pain? Like maybe she doesn't want somebody poking around back there because like it fucking hurts, and she's like, oh, like don't touch me. Don't do that. Okay, I want the reference layer on. Okay, let's do this next one. There we go. After he was like, yeah, we need to pull the tooth, it's bad. I was like, how do you know if you didn't even look? Which is a good instinct to have, Disney. A good instinct. So I was like, can you try again to see it? I'll help you. Then he finally looked and was like, oh, well, we should at least biopsy it. Good thing I looked at it. I would be hella suspicious of that too. I would be hella suspicious. You made a good call finding a new vet. Or at least like getting the second opinion for this one for sure. My cat had a giant worm in his system, and the only sign was that he didn't get up right away for dinner, and sometimes he licked his butt, and then all of a sudden he was puking and heading for death. Oh, you're saying like, okay, I get you. The vet bill was so cool and fun and normal and not a problem to handle. See, that's what I mean. And like, it would be one thing where like, okay, I remember in high school, I'm sure I've told this story on stream. I can't imagine I didn't. In high school, I was very sick. And it turns out Alyssa had some crazy digestive problems. Like stomach lining had completely disappeared. Lots of bigger problems going on in Alyssa's gut system. But I remember it was like the problem started small and then it just kept getting worse and worse. And because what I didn't realize was happening was my stomach lining was wearing away until it was just gone. And my stomach was hanging on for dear life. But it started small, and we could go back and think about it, because we would be like, it would start by me not finishing meals. And then it was like, oh yeah, I only want like this much food and I'm fine. Or then it was, I'd have one bite of food and feel like I'm so fucking full. And if I eat any more, I feel like I could be sick. But like I would voice all this to my parents, because obviously they noticed like my eating had changed. You know, that's all stuff I could talk about. Whereas like sometimes with dogs, that shit just like goes under the radar, or they can't tell you like, because Percy's a picky eater. Sometimes he'll go a day and barely eat his food. But then for like the next week, he'll eat completely normally. He has 2 meals a day and he eats it whenever. And then I'll have a day where he decides not to eat, or if we're traveling or something. So we're pretty good at picking up on his like mannerisms and his personality. But like if he's not eating because his stomach hurts, he can't voice that the way I was able to. And that's the shit I wish we could do that with them. Wait, where was I? Now every time he doesn't get up for dinner, I panic and pull out the wet food. No, I get that, Jack. Every time there's a weird man trying to put his hands in my mouth where it hurts, of course she's gonna move her head. Yeah. Didn't even snap or growl or anything. Oh, that's crazy, dude. That's crazy. Good thing I looked at it. Yeah, that's stupid. I swear it's a legit quote of what he said. Big reason I was like, maybe we should see another vet. There was a vet near our old apartments across the town that I loved, and that's where we took her today. All the vets there are legit the dad and sons. Oh, that's cute. Ian's in bed. Let's see how long it's going to take. Alyssa, when are you going to update your sub badges? You know, Smooch, I was actually thinking about that recently. I kind of am wondering if because like my sub badges right now have a celestial theme. And I was kind of like wondering if I should continue with the celestial theme or if I should like dip into something else. I don't know. Kind of figuring that out. I don't know what to do for them. I was at a bit of a loss, so if anyone's got ideas, I'm all ears. Can you do tarot cards? So the thing is, I love that idea. I would have to get creative with it. You see how right now I'm zoomed into this so much, it's so pixely. The sub badges have to be able to be at like this fucking resolution. So there's not a lot of, like, you see my brush is so small right now. There's not a lot of leeway for detail. And I feel like a tarot card might be a bit of a hard read. Which is why I picked things like a moon, a sun. But maybe I could do like... Well, no. I'm trying to think of some of the cards. Some of them would be pretty hard to show. I could do like a cups... Like a cup, a wand, a pentacle, you know, a sword. That could be like the 4 suits of tarot. I could do that. Yeah, you could do the symbols. Yeah. Okay. I could do Percy, sketchy Percy. Yeah, maybe adding those 4 suits for the tarot thing could be like the next season. The next season of it, you know? Okay, I do have to erase both of those. Let's do that. That's a good idea, Smooch. I'll do that at some point. Maybe in the next week or so I could get that done. Because I think I still have those sizes of files. That's honestly sometimes the most annoying thing is like you got to go look up like, okay, what's the file size for this? How big can it be? Let's set up that canvas. Is it accurate? Is it the right color scale? Not that it's hard. It's more just like annoying. It's not the fun, creative part of it. This is terrifying. Gizmo on Christmas Day legit was falling over and could not walk, and his eyes were just not there. Took him in. They told me his kidneys were failing. He just went through the whole putting down stuff, picked his urn and everything. Only for the vet tech to see us sobbing and was like, not, why not try fluids for 12 hours and see if that works? Guess what? He is fine all these years. I was going to say, I thought like Gizmo's the name of a dog I like hear you talk about now. You guys did that on Christmas Day? You guys did that on Christmas Day. That's fucking crazy. Disney, oh my God. Let's just stop reading my mind. I know, but it's because your good ideas have spurred that on, Smooch. Did he have any kidney problems though, or was he just dehydrated? I've had 2 cats die of kidney problems, one severe and one sudden. One lasted for a year or so after diagnosis. I've also heard, isn't that common with cats? Like cats notoriously live dehydrated. Like that's why like wet cat food is a thing. I only know this because one of my good friends, their cat had the largest kidney stones this vet has ever seen. And now they have to give him like super medicated, pH balance. He's not allowed to eat dry food anymore. It's wild. His levels were super, super low, which I guess made them think that. But literally has 0 issues all these years in terms of his kidneys. So I don't know what happened there. Never took him back there again. It was an emergency vet plate. That's fucking crazy. Cats and kidney problems are like salt and pepper. That's what I've heard. I didn't know that until I learned a lot about cats and their kidneys from my friend last summer. Okay, Alyssa, earnest question. When the art software is able to make it so that you can't accidentally color outside the lines, was preventing you from using just the filler tool instead of coloring it in with a marker like you're doing? It depends on how lazy I am, if I'm being honest. So this does not have a direct paint bucket tool. I mean, it kind of does. So that's not the right way to say it. It does. You just carry this over and you fill it in. Boop, and it does that. However, you see this reference word? Oh, it doesn't zoom in there. You see reference beneath layer 3 there? So that means this layer that I'm using for all of my big ink colors is now referencing the layer beneath it for the lines. Sometimes, though, if I don't fill something in all the way, as in if you zoom all the way in, and let's say there's just like, let's say it doesn't even have to be a complete hole. You see that? You see how that's like kind of a hole, kind of not? I will go to fill in that section and it will bleed out and cover all of it. So you'll see me sometimes try to fill it in with the color picker and then it'll work great. And then I'm like, yeah, cool, we're good. And then if it doesn't work, even after you've seen me zoom in and I do a cursory glance on like, oh, okay, is this all filled in? And if I can't find pretty immediately the problem, then I just color it in like a marker. And honestly, sometimes I like doing that, even just because it's therapeutic. It depends on how much of a time waste that's going to be, because obviously, like, work smart, not hard. But also, I'm chit-chatting with you guys. This is a nice chill stream. I don't really mind if I can't find the problem right away. I don't mind coloring it in like it's a marker. It's chill. It's easy. Okay, now we're at the point where I think I need to decide the lines, the colors. Oh, no, you know what else I gotta do? I gotta start clearing out the sky. That's what I gotta do. It's like what I'm gonna do up here now. Let's make this a bit smaller. We're gonna erase some of this away. Oh, this is gonna look so good when it's carved. This sky is part of the reason I wanted to do this with a stamp. Because that's gonna look so fucking good. It's gonna look so good in the ink. It's gonna look so good. But gang, I do think I'm gonna start winding down. So this is how far we got today. I'll let you know with updates. I doubt we'll be working on this Thursday. Thursday I probably will play a game. I think I'm either gonna do Water Park Simulator or Lake. I think I'm gonna do Water Park Sim because it's time. Jack got me that game a while ago, so I think that's what Thursday's gonna be. Be there because there's Twitch integration. That's gonna be a fun time. God damn my small chat. Water Park, yeah. So we're gonna do that. Classic MS Paint problem. Yeah, it is. It's the same thing. Let me catch up with y'all's chats though real fast. I don't want to leave you hanging. On Christmas Day, literally woke up, the dogs opened their stockings, went to the potty, bam, Gizmo can't walk. That's terrifying. I can't believe you went through that, Disney. I'm so glad that you, like, are listening to your instincts and being like, you know, maybe we don't need to do this right away. That's good, that's good. Man. Keep them hydrated is super important to preventing the bladder stones and kidney disease. Oh, no, that's what I meant. I didn't mean kidney stones. Sorry, when I was talking about my friend's cat, I meant bladder stones. The biggest bladder stones the vet had seen. Poor Finn. Their little black cat could not pee. And it was scary. So how are you going to cut this as a stamp? I'll actually show you real fast. Hold on. Let me, oh, hold on. What the fuck happened? I locked my computer. Am I still there? Okay, I guess I am. Hold on. I can grab the stamps I made for the testers. One sec. Okay. So. Ugh. I think Percy heard me freak out and I was like, what's going on? So these are the testers I made, right? So you carve the stamp and you can press it against the paper. And what I did for that was I drew these on Procreate, the same iPad program I'm using. I printed these out and then you can like iron them on to these bits of linoleum. So this is one I haven't carved yet. Let's see if I can. So this is just a bit of linoleum. It's a super flexible like plastic. It kind of feels almost like a really flexible eraser. And then these are the ones I actually carved. So I have some extras. I've done 4 total. I only carved 2. Because you can see they're kind of like inverted. So I'm wanting to make another one now where this has a black background with a white leaf. I'm wanting to do this one where it's a black leaf with a white background. But so you carve them and you can kind of see some of the little markings, which creates such cool texture. And then you roll ink on them and they stamp. Here's the mushroom one. Whoops. Not a bad first attempt. I think I definitely learned how to improve some of that. But it's so fun. And I love this style. This style is very like... I love tattoos in this style. Like I kind of want to get tattoos in this style too. It's very near and dear to my heart. And then I thought, well, I got to do like a Lord of the Rings theme because I'm so like pilled on it right now. And I just came up with the idea of doing it with this book cover. So that's kind of the plan. And then you just use carving knives that you can get. It's a good time. I'm gonna scroll down. I'm sorry if I'm missing stuff. Figure there's also just something therapeutic. Nicer to do it the long way over the easy way, more fulfilling. It is sometimes. Sometimes it is just straight up like, I just feel like doing this. It's nice. Yeah, Gizmo was a puppy. He used to chug water like his stomach would grow 3 times its size. Oh my god. Definitely watched a streamer do water park crowd control. Oh, there is water park crowd control. I have to try it first. I have to try it. We can't get ahead of ourselves. I know, but I have to learn the ins and outs for me. Learning a game with crowd control would be fucking crazy. Oh, you know how to carve stamps. You used to do it. Well, there you go. That's just more for like if anyone's curious. It's only 100 coins. It's the same as Peak. I'm asking... Oh, wait, you're asking because it has shading and tiny lines. I'm going to do this one, so those were really small. I'm doing this one on like a big stamp. It's going to be like as big as my iPad. It's going to be a massive stamp. So it's going to take a lot of time to carve, but I am just going to go in and do some really fine line work with that. And that's fine. How are you going to do the shading? So I'm not going to do shading. That's kind of what I mean by like notan art. So the only reason I had it as a gray was so I can see where my lines are. But whenever I'm done with it, I'm going to go back in and make it all full black, and it's just going to be the 2 tones. Bye, Jack. See ya. That's okay. I'm about to sign off too. Thank you for being here, man. Hope you have a good night. See ya. Like as big as your head? Not me thinking you were going to say that. Yeah. Gang, what do you say we raid somebody? I'm gonna see who I have because I need to get into raiding more. Who do we got? Holy shit, Midnight Sumo's live. We could do Midnight Sumo. Hold on. This has been really nice. Thanks, Alyssa. Thanks for being here, Sigma. Thank you. We're gonna raid. I was thinking Squeamy too. Squeamy right now, gang, is playing Stardew Valley. So I'm thinking we pass off the good vibes of the chill vibes of maybe the art stream into some Stardew Valley, and they just started the fall season. Sketchy raid indeed. It's here. All right, guys. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you had a chill time. Thanks for dealing with my tech issues. And I will see you Thursday. I'm thinking for Water Park Sim. We'll see. That's what I'm thinking. And until then, have a good one. Thanks for being here. Bye.